Gonna be a wild one. We were just talking about it. It could really go either way. You should be ready for anything, but long story short, man, the PPI came in extremely hot. So that was now your first data set of surprises. Remember, a couple weeks ago, we had a surprising non-farms. Everybody freaked out. Somebody got fired. You had the revision thing, but then we burned a week, and then we came into the beginning of this week, we got the CPI, and then that was fine. Even though it was a little hotter, you really started to solidify rate cut odds. People were feeling a certain way, and then we had yesterday, you burned one, but now today the PPI came in like over 1% higher than expected, about 0.9. So that's going to be a surpriser. Now we'll see how the market takes it. It's already affecting bonds. You even got stuff overseas kind of reacting to comments, trade, Scott Bessent, and everything else. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. Again, it could go either ways. I think you should be prepared for almost anything. Don't be certain that it's going to be going down. Don't be certain that everything's going to rip, because today was a new piece of info. It is going to tie in to what we get on Friday, and then ultimately a lot more sets of data. So forgive my rant here at the morning, but I think it's important. So get ready, boys. But we got less than a minute, man. So Chad, I hope you're ready for a good day. If you need anything from me, let me know. Please read the rules. Don't get banned or ruined, and get a long term. And I think that's it. Yeah. And call out any news or information if I don't get it. And then, yeah, we'll have a good time, baby. We will have a good time. I have a play idea, believe it or not, actually. I got a couple things that I'm going to be looking at right off of the open. So we're going to find out. And then again, healthcare too. I still like staples. Even with PPI freak out, I do think the staple rotation is game. So we'll find out. Give it a second. I mean, we only got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Fight. All right. So Google, Broadcom. Again, there's a couple of those biotechs. There was something on the floor too, a floor price there for some of the minerals. They were doing a lot better, but yeah, you're gonna have to deal with the other stuff. That's so dumb. Did it not film me? That's weird. I see an order. It shows my order, but it didn't. They front ran me, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. Money making Thursday, man. AMD's going up again. They've been on a tear. Even Google. So again, if we could get Mag 7 up, look at the Russell's down by 1.1. Remember yesterday, last couple of days, it's been going crazy. So right now, SPY and DOW are actually, or SPY and the NASDAQ are doing great comparatively. It's only 0.3. Yeah, UNH, I think the deadline is going to be today after close. If Buffett doesn't announce that, they're going to lose like 6% of their premium or something like that. Amazon, you got CoreWeave on the high. Ulta. Did they give me it or no? Oh, they did give me it. Yeah. Okay. Well, hold on. The eye drops that. Oh, dude, I heard about that a while ago. Did they get an update? And then Amazon's going up. And then Guild as well too. Cisco, NetEase, there was a bad China earnings. So keep an eye out there even there. K-Web's down too. But see how that plays. You got Cisco, they had something. And then Humana, I know UNH. Yeah, honestly, Humana's about to go green first. UNH is back to the green, so it's actually not even that bad. The healthcare rotation is still up there. Watch Coca-Cola. They were staples have been going back and forth here from the AM. But I do think the rotation will be key. Russell is already down over 1% here. And then bonds. Why? How's that gonna work? That's so weird. Okay, maybe we shouldn't do this one then. I'm trying to get one. It's actually a random ass play. You're gonna probably be surprised, but apparently it's a non-standard option though. That's what I don't like. So then I'll have to. Why'd they do this to me? TNXP, UEC. Oh, check UUU. MO's going as well. I would like again, we already got rid of those. Those actually have a lot of premium. All right, how can I pull this one off? Oh, that shit, that's so dumb. Well, yeah, you might. That's what I was saying, bro. If people buy the dip, I also wouldn't be surprised. And again, I remember in 2022, 2023, we would have these like data freakouts, and you would get like an instant 0.5%, 1%, but then literally within a morning, it'll come right back up. So again, I do think the PPI surprise was like really big, but then again, the market and positioning is also really big. There's IWM too still. It's still down. SPY's starting to move a little bit more aggressive now. Why won't that work? NASDAQ, we'll see. NCLH and travel. There was a bunch of travel updates yesterday as well that were fairly good. High ticker, and remember too, we had a lot of activity, not too much moves. DLO, that was on my list. They had earnings. Okay, DLO is it? I'm pretty sure it's real estate. Correct me if I'm wrong, or if it might be software. But yeah, DLO, AVAV. I haven't looked into it. I do like Katos and some of the other ones just for today. There was a headline, yeah, like all the space stocks are actually doing really, really well. Yeah, Amazon was on fire from the morning. All right, I got a couple. I'm even gonna send a couple out for you guys today if I could find any good ones. I will call them out for you. All right. MP, I like with the materials, but they should have benefited from some of the stuff today. But then again, MP is already up there. And SPY's doing good. I mean, you're only down by 0.12 on the NASDAQ. Banks are starting to come up right now as well too, and then you only have the SPY down by 1/4 and the Dow. So that little run there just got rid of half of it. Yeah, MP, you guys, is actually not even up 10% right now, so that's different. But yeah, you know MP is gonna do that thing and then level out. You know the vibe. So there's ES. Let's see, is Bitcoin, Ethereum? How's that all doing? Bitcoin's down. Everyone was getting hyped on Ethereum. Yeah, it's kind of, everything's chilling ever since the data came out. The data, no crazy, you know? No good. Yeah, equal weight down by 0.8. So we're still recovering from the morning. That's our first gap down in a while. And then remember, La Nina on watch. So remember, we were talking oil. I was just telling you guys, you might actually, believe it or not, you might actually get one of those hurricanes. That might be, or anything weather related would probably be the only thing bullish for oil here in the short term. Futu again. So China plays. I mean, I think that's interesting. Where is the other one actually? I think there was a Bidunius. Whoa. What's more likely, 2% or going back to 3? Probably going back to 3, because it's easy to go down in inflation from like 5 to 3, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard to go from 3 to 2. So that last mile, even though Yellen said to celebrate it a year ago, that last mile is truly extremely difficult. Yeah, the value plays are starting to come down here. So watch, staples are not getting it. You got BMNR again. Ethereum's even down. So, and then the big 3 indexes are pretty much all matched up the same, around down a quarter. AMD starting to go. Again, if we could get any sign of rotation, you kind of have healthcare holding on, but generally this is pretty much everybody getting rocked. QuantumScape on the high, and then Reddit's trying to climb up here right now too. Again, AMD. Reddit's about to go red to green right now. So is AMD. AMD at 184. Hi. Web. I'm gonna keep the China ones. Oh, I haven't looked at Boeing's on the high. I haven't looked at clothing and retail. You had Tapestry, so TPR. Yeah, that's a post earning. Damn, they're down 19. Yeah, they're down 20% right now. So yeah, as far as like anything in that space, TPR is the one. Oh, those are kind of expensive. CGTX, they didn't they have Alzheimer's stuff yesterday, I believe. But yeah, that could be a good one if it holds. I'm just worried about those biotechs. They got a good drug and then they have good performance. I just don't want to run into the wall of them selling. But if they don't do that, that could be really good. Yeah, Tapestry owns a bunch of brands like clothing. Yeah, but that's moving. That's 16%. I'm looking at it. Yeah, Intel just depends which ones, but yeah. It's a slow mover. It just at $20. SPY doing one of those candles again. Again, that's how we got here 5 minutes ago. But yeah, you're still doing good. NASDAQ might even go green, believe it or not. NASDAQ's only at 0.09 and then climbing. Meanwhile, Russell still at 1.2. SPY, Dow, 0.2, 0.3. Oh, what was that? RKLB. Again, all of those are going. The RKLBs and all that. SXT. So again, KTOS, UMAC, there's NVIDIA. But there was something like DOD and like drones or something this morning. I'm surprised gold didn't move. Yeah. That's why I was like, that's why I'm also saying though, like go look at the currencies. Go look at how gold moved after that like hot data. That's why you could bounce, because none of that really moved. So just be careful. Be careful. We got an update for the story and the narrative. Let's see how it plays with the price, right? That you might have to give it a little bit. Remember, even with the non-farms, we gave it like a week and nothing really happened, but it's the pieces are piecing together. And then NVIDIA is starting to wake up right now. How do we go red dig? I told you this was going to happen, bro. So like I'm saying, you just don't trip on it. I told you that today's gonna be one of those days where everyone's gonna ask me why the fuck we're up or down. I'm ready for everything, and you should be too. Like I'm telling you, understand what it is, hot data, understand how that affects the story and rate cuts, and then don't look at price to determine how you feel. That's it. That's all. Unfortunately, you have to remove the market from what's going on. And that seems very counterintuitive because we are looking at the market. But like I'm saying, price is going to move around and do all of that. But you know this story. Right now, today affected rate cuts a little bit. We're still going to cut in September probably. But today's data just made it more uncertain. And all that confidence we had leading into it just changed. It doesn't mean we're terrible and we're all scared and sad. It just means we're not as confident as the day before. So either way though, this is one of those days and I'm excited. I think we have a lot in store. I think it could flip either direction, and that's why I'm not gonna be biased in it, and I don't think you should be either. Just go with the flow, plan ahead. Remember, you have more data tomorrow, and then we also have another a big Powell event the next day or two, or excuse me, the next week. And then that's going to lead into the final move. But realistically, everything moving forward is about really confirming that rate cut and then the benefits or what truly happens after the rate cut. CoreWeave lockup ends today? Oh, I have no idea. Okay, so SPY's still dancing. You got a couple things. Nettie's moving. This one was China, bro. Blue hair data, and there's retail sales. So again, more consumer related, and we'll have rooms for surprises. Meta Dr. DSW, or is it just DSW? But welcome, friend. Closing day. Wouldn't have been able to do it without finding the channel and following the plan. Thank you and shout out LT. Love it, baby. Let's go. You know I got the horn on deck. Sounds a little different. Oh yeah. But we in there, bro. We in there like swimwear. Congrats, bro. I love it, man. You guys going waves, bro. And that's good. I can't wait. You guys started off this month very good with the property. And I'm very, very grateful, man. And I hope you guys are ready for the next part of your journey. And like we talked about it yesterday, bro, and I can't stop thinking about it, man. I really, really can't. And this is why you guys should be excited. Time is a trip, dude. Time is a trip. And I don't think you guys got to realize it. Things happen so fast and so slow. And that's why too, man, if you use this time and you let it work for you, let it go and increase for you, man. And then by the next cycle, bro, I'm really excited that some of you are going to have stocks, a house, your business, your job. You see what I'm saying? Just time before you know it. But yeah, man, and this is what we were talking about yesterday. Remember, this is the big long term. I was trying to show the 1 month chart. Remember, we used it to buy a house. But the crazy part, I'm like really shopping and I want to buy stuff, and I've been looking at a lot of things. But then we looked at this yesterday and I'm like, dude, this hasn't even been a month. So we're going to have an event in like a couple of weeks and we're already making moves on the property. I already got 2 videos for you, all of this stuff. But it's like, dude, this hasn't even been 30 days. And look at, you see what's happened in 30 days, the data, the surprising, the lack of all of it. So it's pretty wild to think about. And that's why I'm saying, man, keep your guys' eyes out and start planning. Because before you know it, you could do a lot in a month. But then too, it's also will crawl. Imagine how many things there were in the last month when we bought that property. So, and then the market and how it all played out. All right, you're going back up there. You got couple other materials, and then Google's starting to launch a little bit. All right, it looks a lot better. The SPY's about to go green, and the NASDAQ, believe it or not. Now you got NVIDIA, and then bonds are still worked. Yeah, NVIDIA's going up. Google. Baba's down. Which one is it? NVIDIA and SBET. Is the narrative of cut likely? It is for now, but if you get like a couple more that repeat today, then it could change. So pretty much today's data threatened it. It didn't make it where it doesn't happen or guarantees anything, but it threatened it, and that's where we're at. Why tariffs aren't inflationary? Pretty much every video at the beginning of the year, live and on the watch list. And then I had a segment called "You Effing Idiot," and people got mad at me, but they got mad at me after for making the joke, but they didn't get mad at the people who told them not to buy in the middle of it. So it's very odd. I don't know how to explain it. All right, staples, ice on the high. I do like sweet greens, but it is I want better quality. I think they're a really good like brand. I don't know if they're a good company, but it is cheap now, and I've always wanted it at a lower price. But yeah, I don't know. Is that weed moving up? MSOS, see that popping a little bit. Amazon's up 2.5, bro. Can't tell. Not bad, only 650. Yeah, weed is coming up. It was down a little bit earlier. You also got some of the crypto stuff going up, and then I had Tapestry. Ouster's at 30. Oh my goodness. And then Microsoft on the way up. XRP MO. I like the MOs. We got greedy already. Yeah, I want to see if there was a good MO, it'd be nice, but they're just not cheap at all, big dog. Again, we hit big on them already, so you know the vibe. You're in awe. Well, stop talking about it. You're gonna confuse your brothers. It's not really that awe-inspiring. It is if you have a daily option, but this is very, very typical in a weird way. I don't know. I know it may sound weird, but this is clockwork. I like UPS for the long term. Yeah, I like sweet greens too, even as like a small. I was thinking about sweet greens as like again, I don't like sweet greens because of quality. So right now, you guys know how many times I've talked about quality. I really want good quality. I want a good quality name, and we have such little cash, bro, that it doesn't affect us. where like if we wait in this, there's no FOMO. So that's why I want really good quality. I'm in a position where I really can wait, but I like sweet greens, but then it's like it would be like a small growth play, but then I don't even know if it'd be worth it. So I like it. I really do. We've talked about it, but clearly, as you see, I'm patient. I'm waiting for good prices. And although I like the company and a lot, and I even like other dividend ones, it's just that right now the cash is paying good, and like we need cash, and it's growing, and then there's zero risk. And you see how just quickly we could get a surprise there. So if I'm already 95% invested, I don't think I need to take the other 5, but I'm watching it. Sweet Greens, UPS, all these names are definitely still like really, really on our list. Russia intends to ban gasoline exports until the end of September. And then Tesla and TEM on the high. FICO is on the low. Tesla's starting to run up a little bit, 130 highs. Tiva. All right. You're bouncing around a little bit. We got 5 more minutes. We'll be at the top of the hour. We'll see where this takes us. Export Bank of India. No, it's nothing. All right. I don't know, the Russia stuff. Even then, a lot of people are fading Russia in every way. Whatever they're doing, we have no idea. Most people are just assuming they're all just playing this game to just be bombing each other very soon. Otherwise, that could be the surpriser, because everyone's downplaying the Russia meeting. So if you could really get a peace deal or a solid step towards like a ceasefire, I think people will like it. MP getting volume here at the high. Muslim to go on CNBC. Did the futures, again, NASDAQ was close to going green, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. But yeah, now you're going back down 1/10 to a quarter. Russell actually got another 0.1% worse. So let's see. DNA. Eli Lilly now, first couple of pops. Actually, Eli Lilly just woke up. Eli Lilly. Interesting. I'm seeing if there's one. Hello, Drew. Good morning. You see, Blush. That was the IPO. Bullish, not Blush. I was like, why does that sound familiar? Well. Damn, bro. Some of these are crazy. Watch the Eli Lillies if they could outperform any of the healthcare that wakes up. Yeah, look at Eli Lilly is inversing even NVO. I want to say the whole thing, and XLV is trying to pop right now. Again, we got UNH still. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, oil really is. And then again, even think about it though, that's kind of the scary part, because like what if the data starts surprising, and then we'll see what happens with like retail sales. But does low oil actually telling us about the economy? Or so we'll see. Yeah, MP, I got that in the bottom right. It is starting to move. Moved very different than some of these other days, you know, because it moved small, didn't really do that little flush thing, and now it's kind of melting up. Again, there was stuff on materials, minerals, Department of Energy, all that. Not to mention bad data. Look, silver and gold are plummeting right now. TEM on the high, and then SPY is trying to work its way back up. NASDAQ might go green again. Again, it was barely there. No, bro, not bad. All right, Eli Lilly's still going. I sent one out, but just be careful. No, I'm not going to be taking all of these plays, but I'm looking at something. I'm going to start giving you a little bit more info for them. Interesting. Oh, they already dropped that one. Market might be a little careless. Bad news, good news. I think the market's super easy right now. I just think you have to wait. That's the hard part. That I truly believe that. I don't think what we're dealing, like, especially if you've been here for the last couple years and you got to live through Biden and the banking crises and all of that, and you know, Powell, Jackson Hole, and everything. I don't think this is like that crazy. None of it. It's just nothing new under the sun, let alone this just feels like a repeat of the last couple of years. So that's why, you know, you got to be humble. You know, things may look one way. You might go back and forth with good news, bad news, but I just think we need a wait. I think all of your guys' everything you're seeing or have a clue of or want to see, you're going to get it. It's just not when you want it. So I think at the right time, we'll get more info. And that's all it is. And then, you know, until with enough time, you'll get info, and then you'll get economic results. And then from there, we'll have a much better idea of pretty much everything. All right, and then bonds kind of tweaking up again. Fly, all these IPOs are on the low, bro. What's happened? What did they do to us? I saw CoreWeave. I don't know if they're gonna give me my premiums. Yesterday they wanted to. Oh, they did. The CoreWeave premiums are back finally. I was like, no way. Yeah, they raised look at it, they're raising all the fucking, they just doubled up. So yeah, if you could sell, if you could get the fill, you could get all of the CoreWeaves if it'll fill. Oh, I almost bought it. I need to sell it. BE and then BG, the food plays. All right, Eli Lilly came down. I have one to look at on that one. Reddit's going up, and some of the China plays, but remember, China had bad NetEase earnings. UMAC flying under the radar. Again, I think they're all having good news today. I think in the short term, but I'm not thinking about them as like longer term plays outside of momentum. TEM keeps going. Again, UPS is starting to run up here a little bit. Yeah, TEM's up 6-7. That one's really going. Oh, interesting. Real estate. AI startup Cohere raises 500 million valuation. We got Rubio comments, and then a fire on a Maersk ship. ANEB again. O is starting to run up. You got real estate stock. You got a few random ones. HI, wasn't that the one from yesterday? High, yeah, that was the one we hit yesterday. High and like STAA. Dana here. There's MP again. Then SPY's near the high, so if it runs from here, NASDAQ should go green. And then Caterpillar, Bond's about to break through to the low. Yeah, Caterpillar's running up. What is that? I haven't even looked at big tech. Microsoft's up 0.5%. Google is down. Apple is down. They're all barely down. Meta, Amazon was the leader. Amazon's up 2.2. So see, if we get real big Mag 7 move, that's another area of today that could really move. Solventum, kind of flushing, 30-cent drop. About Airbnb and real estate. Ghetto real estate? What do you mean? I'm not following. XLV. All right, so look, XLV might go green before the NASDAQ. That could help support a little bit of what you saw yesterday with the healthcare outperformance. JD on the low. So hold on now. Now you got China names flushing. Again, NetEase is the one that reported, and then SPY near the high. Gold, I think gold was really weird. Gold and silver and the dollar, it just didn't move as much as as bad as the data really was. If Trump does a nationwide crackdown on crime, which insurance companies would benefit the most? I don't know. I haven't thought about that, but I kind of see what you're saying. It would be a big mistake to predict outcome of high-level negotiations between Russia and United States. IFX cites Kremlin. Yeah, gold and silver knifing at the bottom, while SPY's at the intraday high and really the cusp of SPY or NASDAQ trying to go green. Eli Lilly is going though. So again, healthcare, it's early, but healthcare is trying to pick up and go. So see if that could hold up or not, or it's going to pretty much the next drop in pop. Healthcare is either going to fade or it's going to stay up. You know, typical staple rotation shit. Kremlin reports no plan to sign documents after Russia summit. Yeah, they're not down. They are not the MO, bro. I want the MOs, but I don't. I just ran too much. Yeah, they won't even move. Even though MO is going, I had an option on watch. It won't even go up. And then Sweet Green is going lower. I don't know where Kava is after yesterday. Yeah, Kava went down a little bit again. And then where's Hims? Because again, these ones were the hype plays with not as good of earnings. They're still holding up pretty decent. Wolf up big. Yes, I know you don't like the Bitcoin miners. So do you see how you communicate it? That kind of comes off as very useless. So thank you. I appreciate you. Do you see how by knowing exactly what I feel about it and going through and acknowledging it, it just comes off as you own it and you're pumping it? You guys don't get that? So you just want thousands of people to know about the stock you're holding. Ain't that funny? So yeah, we're not gonna do that, guys. Why is Sweet Green's going crazy? I don't know if that's real. It might be. Trump, war in Ukraine, probably the most difficult one to stop. Uh-oh, so now you got Trump comments. Wells Fargo and the banks. I don't know what CBU was. China dumping. Well, Trump is talking now. I don't know if it's Truth Social or just a quote. I will double check. But then you just have the Russia comments, and now you're getting that. Is he speaking live? Yeah. Yeah, I don't see a Truth Social, so he's speaking somewhere. I think he wants to get it done. Fox Radio interview. Yeah, Trump is talking. Somewhere. JD on the low, and then Core Weave.
A live look here.
Yeah, bro, he's on the radio. How do I get to do my radio? I need to tune in my radio. I see him scheduled at 11, but yeah. I guess we'll get the quotes, but this one, I gotta turn on Fox. Putin convinced he's gonna make a deal. Putin really wants the whole thing. GLW and Corning kept moving. I think he wants to get it done, says Trump. It's weird, I have these clips. Let me see if I can pull up another one. Yeah, make it great. Radio. Give me your fucking radio.
That threat is the reason why Steve Witkoff heard from them that they wanted to meet. Do you think that's the reason we're having this meeting in Alaska? Because you were about to put on sanctions?
I think
I got it.
Everything has an impact. When I told India, and which essentially took them out of buying oil from Russia, that we're going to charge you because you're dealing with Russia on oil purchases. India was the second largest and getting pretty close to China. China's the largest. And as you know, there was something in the works for that. And then they called and they wanted to meet. We're going to see what the meeting means. But certainly when you lose your second largest customer and you're probably going to lose your first largest customer, I think that probably has a role. I think he respects our country now. He didn't respect it under Biden. Nobody respected us under Biden. But he respects our country now.
Right.
And we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. We had a country, the market's raging. Look at the reports coming out. Everybody's moving back to the United States, car companies, AI companies. Everybody's moving back. They're all starting their factories now. We've never had anything like this. It is truly the golden age of America, but he respects our country now. He did not respect our country with Biden. Who did?
Right. I know you're a big athlete. You not only watch sports, you play sports. You always have to try to pre-think what's going to happen. You have to picture how this is going to happen so you know how you act. So the one thing that some people have said is the incentive that could get his attention is economic incentives. Are you walking in that room with economic incentives for Russia in order to stop the fighting?
Well, I'd rather not say because I don't want to play my hand in public, but whatever my hand is, economic incentives and disincentives maybe are more important in a way, but incentives economically. You know, Russia's got a tremendous potential. They have the largest piece of land by far.
Right.
It's massive. It's got great wealth on it.
But all they do is oil. All they do is oil and gas. They can't even they can't even farm.
But that's okay.
Oh, where'd it go?
The business to have, and they have it.
Got it.
So, you know, they have a lot of advantages going over most
I'd watch
countries
oil on
because
this.
of the fact they have oil and gas at,
The
you know,
more he talks
massive
about
numbers
it.
like we do. And, economic sanctions are very powerful, and economic incentives are very powerful, both.
Mark Thiessen, who I know you respect from the Washington Post,
And
writes
Philip
this.
Morris, and utilities.
Vladimir Putin's goal
Now
is to buy
Rigetti.
more time. To avoid that trap, all President Trump has to
Bob
do
on the
is
low.
hold firm to his stated position that both sides need to
Netflix.
agree on a ceasefire now. He will push for a partial or sectional ceasefire. That would be worse than no ceasefire because it would give Russia a military advantage. Your thoughts on his conclusions?
Well, he's a very talented person, and I think he's a real, you know, journalist. You want to give you the highest. I want to give him the highest accolades. I have a lot of respect for him, Mark. I read him. I'll talk to him every once in a while, and he has some good thoughts. And so, you know, I don't know that we're going to get an immediate ceasefire, but I think it's going to come. See, I'm more interested in immediate peace deal, getting peace fast. And depending on what happens with my meeting, I'm going to be calling up President Zelensky, and let's get him over to wherever we're going to meet. I don't know where we're going to have the second meeting, but we have an idea of 3 different locations. And we'll be, including the possibility, because it would be by far the easiest, of staying in Alaska. You know, we have big flights of, and he has the same thing. We have a lot of planes going when the head of Russia, the head of the
Apple has
United States, you
been
know, et
selling
cetera, et cetera, go.
So, Mr. President, did you tell Zelensky to be ready? Did you tell him to be ready to come?
We're getting, you're getting like Apple dropping and then a couple other like big techs moving around. So,
The second meeting, maybe they will, maybe they won't. So I don't want to talk that. It's not.
Okay.
It's not important enough.
Remember, nothing's
but
moved
it
too
would
much
be
on
certainly
big tech.
convenient
So.
if we had a very good meeting, because I'm going to let them negotiate their deal. I'm not going to negotiate the deal. I'm going to let them negotiate their deal. So we're going to be calling President Zelensky if it's a good meeting. If it's a bad meeting, I'm not calling anybody. I'm going home. I'll call you. I'll do Fox and Friends some morning, and we'll have a lot of fun. But if it's a good meeting, I'm going to call President Zelensky and the European leaders, who, as you know, have a very good relationship with. They agreed to pay 5%, and nobody thought they'd even pay 2%. They were paying 2%, but they weren't paying it, a lot of them. So, and they're paying 5%. They're very unified. I've never seen anything like it. Nobody can believe what we did. I saved NATO. I saved it the first time and made it very rich the second time. So it's, you know, it's quite an achievement, I think.
Yeah, I know you were on with him for about an hour yesterday, but just on what you were saying, the way I understand it, Caroline Levitt had joined Fox and Friends today, and she said the format is, if I got it right, is you're going to meet, and there's going to be a press conference after. Will you be shoulder to shoulder with Vladimir Putin again? Last time was Helsinki?
We haven't. I thought we had a great press conference last time. It was the fake news tried to make it bad, in particular MSDNC. They tried to make it bad. These are very dishonest people, but it was a great news conference. You know, it was rated phenomenal, and then about 2, 3, 4 hours later, they came up with this stupid scheme about me and Russia, and what did we say at the meeting, and, you know, where do we get the tapes, you know, the old story. But, no, I thought we had a great meeting. And don't forget, we're under a lot of pressure because we had the Russia hoax going on. So I told him, I said, you know, it's going to be very hard. And he told me, too. He understood. I think it would be very hard for us to make an economic deal, economic development deal of any kind, because I have the Russia hoach going on.
I'm going to go pee.
And anything I do with Russia,
that was 2017.
Say,
Walmart backing
I'm
away
owned by
from
Putin,
TTD.
you know, which is not even close.
So, Mr. President, you were going to have a press conference today after the meeting, correct?
I'm going to have a press conference. I don't know if it's going to be a joint. We haven't even discussed it. I think it might be nice to have a joint and then separates, So something like that will happen. Or if the meeting doesn't end well, I'll just have a press conference and head out. I'll head back to Washington.
So yeah, if it's not positive, you might head back. Is there any situation?
I made money on the core
head
weave.
back.
It went up 100%.
I mean, you'll just head right back. You won't have the press conference. I know you're coming back, but
no, I would say I'll have a press conference in either event. If it's a negative, I'll have a press conference to say that
if you
the
guys
war's
get
going
a
to go on, and
membership,
these people are horribly going to continue to shoot each other and kill each other, and I think it's a disgrace. And I'll head back to Washington, or I'll have a press conference.
So yeah, the first 10 members today,
we're doing 6 wars.
Yeah, get
6 wars, think of it.
Please.
And I obliterated, and now the term obliterated can be used because the Atomic Energy Commission, everybody said, total obliteration. These pilots did a phenomenal job. CNN and their fake reporter tried to, who's just a scammer, CNN tried to say that, well, maybe the hit wasn't quite as good.
Right.
Maybe it wasn't obliteration. Maybe, anything to hurt people, anything to demean. And in this case, they were demeaning the incredible people that flew in an airplane for 36 hours back and forth and did one of the most perfect attacks in the history of our country. No, it was a total obliteration.
And of course, that him's talking about Iran. We had a great conversation with President Trump. It went about 40 minutes. You just heard about 17. When we come back, among the things we'll talk about is what would failure be like? How is there any scenario where this meeting in Alaska would be a failure?
You're with Brian Kilmeade.
What was that?
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor.
Okay, Greg. Yeah, TTD's getting work now off the, what's it called? I don't think we still have that play. Yeah, but TTD's getting worked off the Walmart headline. They're down 5 now. Yeah, El Coyote posted it while Trump was talking. Literally, Walmart backing out of a TTD contract. Oh, no, we still got those. I think those might hit, bro. They were cheap to begin with, but they're not moving. Like the core weave. So I got a couple plays like that core weave. If you guys have been following along, there's some of these just like shitty volatility plays that they're just cheap enough. So again, I just got 100% on core weave, but it took a lot. You know, we were up here. It literally moved $40 for us to make 100%. But then again, you were right next to the floor. You know, they're super cheap. So same thing with TTD. We have similar exposure. So if those do go up, just take them. Yeah, Netflix is doing really good. That's actually one of those that are leading. Daniel, the realtor. What up, baby? My man, there's Nettie's as well. Or Nettie's and Eli Lilly. Oh, legal. Thank you. I just saw that one too. That was right when I left. Oh man, my brother. Thank you. Let's go, baby. And then that's it. Trump is done with that. I still see the quotes coming in, but I think he's over. It's over. Zillow going up. Actually, Zillow's really running. And then bonds flip back down again. Okay, more Lilly. Watch XLV. Again, it's interesting because NVO started catching up with it. Blush on the high now. You guys call it bullish. I call it blush. PCVX. Small cap, Vaxite. And then VST. See if any of the other infrastructure plays go. It's weird. The IPOs are all over the place. And then Wolf is on the high, but like you guys just keep pumping it. It's very odd. This is didn't they go bankrupt or was that the other Wolf? But yeah, so a lot of Chad pumpers on this one. You guys need to chill. Again, it's already up how much? So at this point, I'm going to assume it's up 40%. So I don't know what drawing attention to this is going to do. Yeah, a lot of you posted. The news was in the morning. So if you were up at 5 a.m., I think you would have made money. But now you're probably going to lose money. Oh, or you can get the peach, baby. Oh my gosh, I'm yelling at myself. I hear, oh my, this is exciting though. Oh no. Oh, praise God. Oh, that's what we needed. Well, thank you, brethren. Thank you. How you doing, Bradley? Happy Friday, Junior. I already have Bowen up. I had to wait. I was just waiting, bro. Oh, waiting. Let's go. Oh, my goodness. Friday, dude, how does Friday, Junior get here so fast? You know? Tariffs are feeding through to inflation, says Musalim. The man, the legend, the peach. Brought to you by Bradley Fizzle. Stay consistent today. My man. TME. Oh, isn't XXII? Isn't this a cigarette company? Or am I tripping? What? It says biotech? No. All right, TTD, like I said, wait. If you have the shitty contract, see if they go green. I don't know if they will. They're literally not budging. You have to take the earlier ones. Oh, yeah. That's what it is. Except the low nicotine ones. NVIDIA says Rubin GPU chip is on track. So TTD again on the Walmart, losing the Walmart contract. Eli Lilly's still going. I'm really just looking for healthcare and all of that. And again, if we start getting SC13s, bro, MO. So you could have taken that one. It's only up 0.5%, but it's going. Some of the longer dated options didn't move. J&J's back up on the high. Procter not moving. Coca-Cola coming down though, so watch if staples fail. Yeah, I think XXI, I remember something with cigarettes, but it is what's it called? I think it's
as to boundaries, lands, etc., etc.
He's still talking.
The second meeting is going to be.
Yeah, he's still talking, bro.
The second meeting is going to be very, very important. This meeting sets up. It's like a chess game. This meeting sets up the second meeting, but there is a 25% chance that this meeting will not be a successful meeting. In which case, I will run the country and. We have made America great again already in 6 months.
And you'll hit them with consequences, right? You'll hit them with more sanctions. The Senate sanctions go front and center if he disrespect. Yeah.
Oh, sure. If it's not solved, look, again, we didn't lose any soldiers. We didn't lose anybody. But this was a war. If I didn't get in here, this could have been World War III. I'm telling you. Biden had no idea. He had no clue what was happening. This was getting so bad. And at a minimum, I've calmed it way down.
So
I think you'd agree with that. Way down. But they're still losing thousands of soldiers a week, and we have to get that taken care of.
So in Washington, D.C., you did something substantial, and that is put the National Guard in, federalize troops, get rid of the sanctuary city status, and for 30 days, you're trying to bring some semblance of order, extreme order to Washington, D.C. I want you to hear what the mayor said about what you're doing. This is Mayor Muriel Bowser, and here's what she said, cut to.
We all need to do what we can in our space, in our lane, to protect our city and to protect our autonomy and get to the other side of this guy. Make sure we elect a Democratic House so that we have a backstop to this authoritarian push.
She's not welcoming the additional law enforcement.
Well, she actually is, but she doesn't want to say it, okay? Because crime in Washington, D.C. is totally out of control, worse than ever. And as you know, they fired or something happened to the person that does the stats because they wanted him in this case, I think, to do stats which were much better in terms of crime. And they were changing crimes to, this kind of a crime, that kind of a crime doesn't get counted anymore and all that.
So you don't believe those stats?
It's actually worse. It's worse now than ever before. You know that. Anybody that lives here knows that. I have never had so many calls thanking me. I tell you.
Right.
And I look at those streets, and those streets are safe, and they're going to be very safe in a week or so. Look what I did at the border. I had millions of people coming in the year before. Think of it. Millions and millions of people. And without legislation, Biden said we have to get legislation changed. You didn't need anything. It was just an excuse for incompetence. The last 3 months, Brian, we had 0 people. It was a 0, 0, and 0. Even I find that hard to believe, but it's like, it's like somebody did it. And I hear the people that do it are the same people that were doing the BLS and all the other different things that they do with the fake reports. But you know what? They gave it a 0. I'll take it. But essentially, it's very close to 0 or it's 0 for 90 days now. Nobody believes it's, even the Republicans camp. I'm getting calls from senators and congressmen and women, and they're saying that's amazing. But that is, frankly, I believe it's more difficult than what we have here. But we have inherently some very, very dangerous people living in Washington, D.C., and we got to get them out.
And the president's focusing on doing just that. President of the United States, 45th and 47th, giving us some quality time today. When we come back, you're going to hear more from him, not only talking about what happened with Russia, we also move on and talk about what's happening with crime in other cities with Governor Gavin Newsom.
Okay, they're going to go to a commercial and then do it again. Very fascinating. Very, very fascinating, truly. My goodness. So not bad, though. I'm sure it's been what? It's been like an hour? Solid hour from the open, 2 hours since the data. So, yeah, but you did have a hot PPI print today, and you're just barely holding on. You got nat gas numbers coming in right now. 56 versus 53. Woo! You're a federal officer in D.C. You see what's really going on. So what's it like? Is it facts or not? I've heard a lot of different things. I hear people in D.C. talk about it. Some people say it's not that bad. Some people say it is. Did you see it? I talked about it yesterday. They're offering people money to live stream a walk at nighttime in D.C. So, again, I've only been to D.C. once. Last time I was there, it was just boring. I haven't been robbed. I tell you that one time I almost got robbed one time in my life, but I knew I was gonna get robbed, so I ran away and I saved myself. I was going to an ATM and I pull up to the ATM, I needed money, and then I just see this car waiting. Oh, dude, I get out of my car, it starts going, and I see it in the corner of my eye right when I get out, and then I act like I forgot my wallet, and I just get in that car and I dip. No. They were waiting on me. Tapestry going up. That was the one with earnings. Okay. All right, Tapestry, that's a new high for this SPY. Look at the high ticker right now, 30-second, 1 minute, kind of gassing up here. So you're getting some. I'm seeing a lot of different industries now, Crocs, and you got the Qs playing along. You got NVIDIA and everybody else helping out, even a couple of crypto, Ethereum. So yeah, you're getting a move now. Again, it's still red, but now NASDAQ is green. SPY is about to go green. Russell is the same. So notice Russell has been down 1-3 from the morning till now. It doesn't really matter what's been going on. But yeah, you're literally right at the PPI level. So that took you about 2 hours for you to give up all of it. or to come back from all of it, just off of the reaction. From 1% hotter, which is funny, because it was a pretty big miss. But like I was saying today, if it comes back down, you're going to be saying the same exact shit. Why are we doing this? I thought this, I thought that. So remember, tied into the narratives, you just went through another week. Remember, last week you did the same things. People freak out, bounce, freak out, bounce, freak out, bounce, freak out, bounce. Right? You played this game. This isn't, until we get a real shift, you're going to keep doing this nonsense. You said DC was the worst, so it's not that bad? All right, but you want to do it? Do the live stream. Let's see it, baby. And then again, the core weaves are up 50% on the bid if you haven't taken them. You can. Remember, that play was very, very difficult. It wouldn't hold. And then those Eli Lilies too. I'm glad. I'm watching, baby. I'm watching. See, but that's the thing. If I'm not taking these plays, you guys got to figure out when to make them free. Because I'm not tracking them the same way. Because like I'm saying, I'm calling out plays even if I'm not taking them because I'm noticing shit. But it's not, yeah, you got to figure out your exit. The Bible Museum? Oh, now we're talking. Yeah, Robinhood's going up. High ticker was just very, very active there. That's what led into the high. So see, Coca-Cola's going down. Flies on the low. Yeah, sweet greens. Every time it gets to 9, it just bounces. It gets volume. But yeah, we're watching. Now you got Cigna. That's another one. I don't think UNH. UNH is literally going green right now. But yeah, you had Cigna popping. And L'Avance. Core weave bid at 50. So the bid of the option is at 50% gain. So that's why I'm saying, like, you don't even, it's not even a spread, it's not the ask, it's like you could sell it right now instantly for 50% on the bid. So I got 100% to make it free, but if you like, but that was like a while ago. That's why I'm even saying you still could take 50% if you want, because that was a worthless play. It was we bought it as a shitty earnings play. I said that when I did it, that was to take advantage of a sell-off in volatility because the stock moved so much, and it worked. It took us $40, but yeah, it ended up working. But that's why I'm saying, unless you want to try to push it and make more, you have at least 50% still on that last voice call out I just made. Hope that helps. You've never been robbed, but you would act like a crackhead when you go from the bus? It's good. I look angry when I just look crazy. So like, I just like grimace at people. And I just start twitching my eye. Yeah, Tesla's running there. $3, $2. I think Buffett's 13F is today. I think after the bell. Otherwise, next Thursday. So this Thursday or next Thursday? I'm bad at the calendar sometime. Alright, bro, not bad. So when you make your plays, you're sitting on the bid or a fill, you're upping to get filled. What the fuck are you saying? What? No. So again, I'm talking about a play I made, and that's why I'm saying with some of it, like, if you have been watching the videos and have been like training a little bit, I'm a very good tool. But if you're trying to learn it right off the bat with not anything, I might not be able to help as well. So, because I'm just telling you about we made the play weeks ago or a week ago, and then yeah, I'm just calling out the pricing. That's where I'm good at. I'm good at pricing. If you haven't noticed it yet, That's the thing people still haven't figured out yet. 10 years in, they're still confused how I find these cheap options. So, but that's why when I'm trying to call out info to you guys and telling you what the value is, the bid. When I'm saying that shouldn't have value or what I expect to do, and then hopefully you could take advantage of that. But yeah, I'm not following what you just said. Okay, SPY's still holding there. What is it? Yeah, there's a couple in the long term, but I still don't have a lot of cash, and then nothing new that makes me want to immediately grab it. I have heard of capturing the spread, but you're asking me because you're following shitty Twitter accounts. But yes. But that's why. You follow the wrong thing and you'll ask people questions. You'll come off a certain way. But yes. Very random. But I know exactly why you're saying it. So I'm saying, bro, I don't know. Sadly, I've seen psyops, man. Some of y'all, I've seen it and it's sad. But yeah, you guys are following shitty Twitter accounts, and unfortunately, you hold the responsibility. Because if you repeat what they say and you're incorrect, that's what you look like for it. So there it is. All right, bro. Those Eli Lillies are going crazy. Oh, yeah. You're at 60, 70%. So I don't know what to do, because I'm like, dude, if I don't play them, I don't know what to tell you. That's good. You wanted to be a day trader. Now you stuck to the long term. That's amazing. I mean, or you just save time. What's really going to happen is if you prioritize like you are correctly, you're going to build a long term. You're going to build the discipline. You're going to understand the market. You're going to own shit and get a house. And then I'm sure down the line, you're going to have a door open where you're going to be able to use your knowledge in trading to help supplement in a very good manner, which that's what I love. But most people, what they want to do, they want it fast. They want to rush it. They say, fuck that. I want to be a trader. Then I'll do the long term. Do you guys see the trap? If you do the long term first and keep your money and become an owner, you're almost guaranteed to become a trader, and a good one down the line. But if you say, fuck that, I'm going to rush it and give me the trading first, and it's the prodigal son. You demand the blessing up front. You're like, give me the trade right now. Then most people end up wasting a couple years, and then they come back and then they're like, okay, long term. And then that's it. So your decisions are only saving you time. I hope you realize that. Your decisions are putting you in the lead Not because you're superior, not because you're anything crazy. It's just because you're not wasting time. You're prioritizing good things, and you're picking good, and you're putting good first. That's it. You're just saving time. That's all. Everybody want to make it about a debate about skill, trade, and this and that, whatever. No, man, it's just saving time. That's all. That's why you ain't noticed year after year. And then if you keep your money and grow it, while people waste time, bro, before you know it, you're gonna be in a league of your own. So yeah, I think it's a very good use of time. And you see me trading, you guys are seeing, and it's part of it. But like I'm telling you, it's an order of operations, and those of you who build into it the right way, you will be rewarded. Those of you who demand it and rush, it's a time game. That's all it's going to come down to. And how long is it going to take you to realize it too? That's another factor you got to think about. Do I sit on the bid to get filled, or do you buy on the market? It depends on what the price I need is. So usually I look at options and then I set the price. So not that I put an order in, but that I determine what I think it's worth. And then from there, I either buy it on the market, or I'll put in the bid, or if I can't get it at that price, I'll watch it, or I won't take it. Meta's running up. I put that up here. I like UPS. So again, you got a good Eli Lilly in there as well. Yeah, Meta's in the bottom right. It's up 3/4. So you only had a few others moving. That's why. Or like big tech. So that could be really good. Core weave. So that's on the low, but that option won't move anymore. That's what I was saying. So hopefully, if you got the first one, LW Lamb West, didn't they have a buyout offer a while ago? U.S. imposes sanctions against people linked to Mexico's United Cartels. Okay, Cord, now you got Microsoft on the high. That's it. SPY's going green. NASDAQ is up by 0.15 and like straight up. Just now one at a time. Mag 7 is starting to play along. Let's see what we have. As your market checkup. Yeah, man, it's already been an hour. Yeah, literally an hour. SPY only has 121 in the green, 380 or so in the red. Dow Jones 9 in the green, 21 in the red. And then NASDAQ 100, 34 green, 66 in the red. So yeah, you got 60-70% red. I mean, the last couple days have just been all green. So most names are down. You still have a shot for Mag 7 to come up, and even then the NASDAQ's in the green. Literally, Meta is running up and going crazy right now, and there you have it. It's a red day for the Russell and the Dow. We were red earlier, and it was due to the PPI. You had a really hot inflation data come in. It was actually very surprising, but you're literally above that now. So if you weren't here in pre-market, this is how it looked. That's the PPI came in, shocked everybody, dropped, and then before you know it, you're back up. Everybody who bought puts is frustrated, and then after they expire, it'll probably come down. And then everyone's going to say, why? Why is it up? I hate this. And then I'm going to tell you save 10% and get a long term. So there it is. There it is. Long term. BNB. Okay, Eli Lilly again? Damn. I thought I was going to pull off that. All right, that one's great then. So yeah, that one was a hitter. I'm surprised NVO. I took it because it was outperforming NVO. And then XLV is about to break out. You got Cigna and UNH. They're starting to move. High ticker is actually pretty active, man. So look, you're taking these candles, bonds at the low. You're just starting to get big tech playing along. But look, 30 second, 1 minute, 5 minute. Now you got NVIDIA, Meta, and Microsoft. And Eli Lilly, damn it. So yeah, you got a lot of things kind of moving on this. Not bad. Long time. Kodak, I don't like them. I don't think it's a long-term play. Eli Lilly, Hood. Okay, man, a lot of velocity still. Not bad. We're all green. The Fed or Trump goes live again at 10, and I think we might get another. And then we got a bunch of Fed speakers. And then equal weight, still down 3/4 though. So again, the plays that were doing really good the other day, or the Russell small caps, all of that, they didn't get the juice, or they're getting the pullback today. Coal's on the high. Real estate will have immediate reaction. No, that's what I was even thinking about last night because we kept talking about rate cuts and all of that and getting ready for it. And it's funny because we get surprisingly bad data this morning. But my problem is that, and this is what I kind of hinted at on the watch list when we were talking about real estate stocks. The problem is if we end up getting if we end up having only one cut and everybody does what happens last time. And you get one cut and then everybody thinks it's this or that. And you think you're going to get this whole process and one cut leads to five leads to, you know what I'm saying? But then nothing happens. Trump praises NVIDIA Blackwell chip. Well. That hit the wire. So where is it? What's that noise? What the fuck? I hear water and it's not that. Chinese EVs aren't coming to US because of tariffs. Is Trump live again?
Areas. Do you have a plan? And I know some Republicans are going to get upset by this, but do you have a plan to give them long-term work visas, not citizenship, to not hurt the people, not hurt our economy?
So, as you know, I won the election with the farmers by like 88%.
I'm a farmer.
I won the election with the people that want strong borders by probably 100%, I would imagine, right? I mean, how could you vote for somebody that wants open borders, that never called the Border Patrol, that never went to the site? You know, the border czar never even went to the border. So I must have gotten, I don't know what it is, but let's assume it's like 130%. So I won the border, I won everything. And to be honest, I love all those people. They have a little bit different thing in life. The farmers want to have people that can work very hard in the fields, and the other people don't want to have anybody from outside of our country. And I am working on a plan that I think is going to make everybody very happy. We have to take care of our farmers. We love our farmers. But we also have to take care of people that want total security and safety in our country. We're going to take care of both.
Do you think within 3 months you'll have an answer to the hospitality workers, meat packers, and farmers? Because I think they make up. So within 3 months?
Yep. I think people are going to be happy.
All right.
I want to look, they're all great. They love our country. That group of people, the Democrats don't love our country. I think they hate our country. They're crazy. They've gone crazy.
I just got to ask you about Jimmy Lai. He's a self-made billionaire, Hong Kong, friend of the West, and he was taken when Hong Kong was taken by the Chinese government. He's been jailed. Closing arguments today. His son joined me, and I did not know you knew Sebastian. Sebastian Lai. Here's what he said. Cut 3.
Does President Trump know him? we've been incredibly grateful that the president mentioned that 100% he will free my father. He mentioned it in a radio show with Hugh Hewitt, and it's given our family a lot of hope, because at this point it is about freeing him, but it's about saving his life. I don't know how much longer he has.
So your thoughts, because you're going to be meeting President Xi, and he could do that just by one finger.
I didn't say 100% I'd save him. I said 100% I'm going to be bringing it up, and I've already brought it up, and I'm going to do everything I can to save him. I'm going to do everything. You know, he's a respected guy. He's a good guy. I mean, you could also understand President Xi would not be exactly thrilled by doing it. It was a very nasty period of time in the history of China. I mean, it was a very nasty period of time. With all of that being said, his name is already entered the circle of things that we're talking about, and we'll see what we can do. I really like the son a lot. I love that he's fighting so hard for his father. And his father is, not a young guy. He's, how much longer is he going to live? And I hear he's doing okay health-wise, not great. And we're going to do everything we can.
Chuck Todd came out and said you're dominating like no president since FDR. And that includes education. Because in education, Brown, Columbia, George Washington University, UCLA, all of these universities are straightening up and paying a price. Why did changing the culture matter to you, or does it now that you're back?
Well, it matters a lot. The culture of a country matters so much. That's the sad thing about Ukraine. If you look at what's happened to those cities, they've been decimated. Those magnificent spires have almost all of them have been knocked to the ground. They're in smithereens. And, it's so sad. No, culture matters so much. One thing on education that we're doing that you didn't mention, and it's true, these woke, crazy colleges are paying a very big price. And you haven't heard anything yet when you hear some of these settlements that we're doing. But they're paying a big price. But what we're really doing with education, which I think is almost as important, maybe more important, is we're sending it back to the states. And the states are accepting it really gracefully and beautifully. And they want it. They desperately want it. We have 40 states where education would be as good as any place in the world. We have 10 where it won't be so good, because it's like, like a guy like Gavin Newsom, he's not going to run good education, but because he doesn't know how. He's he's just got a mouth. But a place like Los Angeles is going to be tough. But all over, you go to Iowa, you go to Indiana, you go to all these places, Nebraska, every one of these places, they're going to have Florida is going to be phenomenal. We're sending education back to the states, and we're getting it out of Washington, D.C. and the bureaucrats where, you have people that are involved with, like Florida, from Washington. They've never even been there, and they're running education in Florida. Right. We're sending it back so that Ron can run it, so that all the governors can run it, and they're going to do a great job. Now, 10 states are not going to do it, but they're the same. Like a guy like Pritzker won't do a good job with education. He probably doesn't even want it back. But Pritzker won't do a good job. Newsom won't do a good job. The same places that run badly will do a bad job. But 90% of the country is going to do a phenomenal job. We're sending education back to the states where the parents are involved. They love their children. Where the teachers are involved. They love the children. And it's not going to be run by the bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. that are destroying. I mean, we have the worst education almost in the world for a top 40 country. We're like 38, 39, and 40 out of 40. In education. So obviously we're doing something wrong. That won't happen for long. When education goes back to these well-run states, it'll run as well as the various places like Denmark, Austria. You have some countries that have like great education. Interestingly, China does very well with education, so you can't blame it on size, but they do very well with education.
And lastly, on behalf of Massapequa, you and Linda McMahon helping keep the Chiefs' name.
Yep.
So that means a lot.
Trying. I love I have a lot of friends in Massapequa, including you. But I love Massapequa. I've heard that name for years. Okay, and they have a championship team. They always have a great team. I know young people that played on that team, and great people. And they played. We got to get the name back to the Chiefs. And you know what? They're demeaning the Indians by taking it. It's actually the opposite of what they think. They're demeaning.
They are.
That's a place. And that town is sort of based around that whole football thing that they have going there. So we're working hard. It's a state problem, not a federal problem. So we have to interject, and we've done that, into the state. But the state is fighting us very hard. But I think we'll be successful with it.
You're always successful. Mr. President, thanks so much. Best of luck in Alaska. And I look forward to seeing you walking on that military base and greeting Vladimir Putin.
And we'll do the best we can. And I think we'll have a good result in the end.
All right. Go get him. Thanks so much, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Appreciate it.
Very good. Thank you.
Very nice of the President of the United States to give us that type of time. And he's got a huge agenda today. In 24 hours, he's going to be in Alaska. And he's going to meet with President Putin, who said some nice things this morning. You heard how that interview began. He made some statements that he thinks the Americans.
I feel like he's gonna come back. I don't know. He like leaves, they do a commercial, then it comes back, then he leaves, it does a commercial, then it comes back. So yeah, we'll see, bro. We will see. But not bad. I mean, you technically, I don't know if you call it a gap fill. You could. You fill this PPI gap, and then now we're dancing again. You go right back down. You'll be right where you started in the morning. You come back up. You get to go back to yesterday. Even then, yesterday was really high. So even with a hot PPI, I would argue you're still doing extremely well. So not bad. I think long term doing decent too. We got a couple of moves, and you got to hear from Trump. You got most of the data. You might get to hear some other Fed speakers today. And then again, whatever we get tomorrow. You watched Idiocracy last night? Oh man, bro, welcome. That's a classic. Yeah, you might. It's not even tinfoil anymore, bro. It's actually I think it's a prophecy. I don't know, or it's a documentary. Maybe it was a long lost documentary. LYV. It's a movie from the future. It's a tailwind at this point. Dude, I don't know. We've seen some wild stuff, man. It's a good movie. One of my favorites. One of my favorites. But not bad, man. What time is it? Is it already 8 o'clock? Oh, no. Oh, I don't think I have my yoga block. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, so push-ups might be weird. Google open doors on the high. That one's running. It's already up 18, so I'm sure some of you are already in that zip on the high as well. And then HBI 2, again, they're actually doing pretty well considering their buyout offer was lower. And I still just I like healthcare and staples, but today was healthcare, no staples unless they want to come back. And then Dow's actually coming back up a little bit. Russell's still at 1.3. It's just not shaking any of this. And then the Yang approaching the high. So China did bad due to net ease earnings. Yesterday, they did good on the other ones. What is that? Apple dumping, Google running. Hold on. You got Apple further. It looked more like it was a news candle, but I don't think so. You just have Google starting to break out while Apple's starting to break down. And then bonds are also breaking down with it. Yeah, bonds did. Again, the weird part about today was that even though the data was big, the dollar bond moves were tiny, relatively speaking. So, I don't know. That's why, that could have been the signal in the morning that we're going to be on some effery. But long story short, the dollar didn't move. Gold barely moved after the data, even though we're talking a huge miss on PPI. So yeah, but I think the market's kind of in a little bit of positioning la land here. Or just like we saw last week, you'll kind of get the reality a little later, and then we'll see if, again, what confirms it. Because now what's going to happen with consumer sentiment? So now if PPI is rocketing up, what the fuck is going to happen to the blue hair data? So yeah. And then you got Wells Fargo on the high. Banks are still doing really, really well. PayPal on the low, though. Interesting. PayPal. Yeah, bond's still going. All right. You got some names on the high. Just Google. So that's helping you out. You got Google, HD, a couple of other consumer plays, but it's very, very random here. Again, you got 60, 70% of the market in the red. I don't know. Well, higher rates, we're going to get rates lowered, but I don't know. This is part of the conversation, and this is where things are going to get weird, is that what happens if Powell, like, cuts, but then doesn't cut again? Then you just do exactly what we did in the last 12 months. Because remember, we got 100 basis points of rate cuts, but then he just stopped. So most people think that when you start, you keep going. So if we have to do that in a weird way, if you only get 1 or 2 cuts and then he doesn't cut again, it's still kind of higher for longer. So, but that's all going to be dependent upon the rate cut path when it happens. No, hot PPI is inflation. I'm telling you, it wasn't good this morning, bro. That PPI data, it was not good. And no one said anything. Like, Trump didn't even call it out. No one, like, that's just a weird indicator because it's producer prices. But it's not like, yeah, it came in extremely high. Like, we're talking here, let me put this into perspective for you guys. Oh, like, in the beginning of the year, you got 0.6. I don't think you've seen a print this high in 5 years. Yeah, last time you ever saw this was 2022 or 2021. Like, the early sign, like 0.1 on core is a lot. It leads into CPI a little bit. It actually leads into PCE. There's your answer. So PPI has a higher correlation with PCE, and that's the Fed's favorite gauge. So, but even then, like I'm telling you, this was hella random. Or not random, but bad. It was surprising with how large it was. So that's where I'm like, all right, well, you do that. That would have the power to, like, move things if other data correlates, but we'll see. But now so pretty much PPI, though, the only thing that's good about it is that you're just back up to here. So yeah, we will see. Apple bonds. Apple's still going down. It's Apple down, Google up. The implications are just higher producer prices. It was in services. That's what we got. So producer prices went up. I think non-services, it was only 0.6. So, which that's normal. So goods aren't going up, but there's some level of service inflation that we are getting. Yeah, Netflix has been up. Remember, sometimes when the market is meandering and it's not necessarily good news, I mean, Netflix does good because it's not one. Remember, Netflix is just Netflix. It's kind of in its own little, I call it a staple in its own weird way. You've been watching every day and YouTube still shadow bans? Well, it's okay, because you know where to find me. I think it's still really cool that you guys find me. You know that? I don't like, so I'm very grateful, man. And we've dealt with a lot of bullshit, but at the end of the day, man, God willing, I stay healthy. God willing, the Lord keeps providing, bro. You should know where to find me. And thousands of people do know where to come. So don't worry, baby. Don't worry. I'm glad. I'm glad you're here. Good morning. I got a good philo for y'all too today. Jeff Choppa, brother. Thank you, my friend. And good morning. Yeah, YouTube does that, man. They've given us a lot of, like, dude, it's crazy. But, like, dude, it's fun. Like I'm saying, man, if you guys know the truth. But then, too, y'all gotta, somebody even reached out and they're like, I feel bad, I don't watch. It's like, bro, then watch. Go tell a friend about it. But that's it. You guys, all of you listening, you are either the gatekeeper or you are going to be the one who shares the stream. That's, we're not relying on algorithms. We did go viral in the beginning before they found out we love Jesus that much. But at the end of the day, you guys, you are the next generation, Chad. Let's see what you do with it. But either way, the Lord will provide. It's in his hands. Oh, they got long terms, baby. Woo! One listens working a crane. Dude, those are so scary. That's a hard job, bro. Getting to work is difficult. You gotta climb. I've seen them climb the ladder. I've seen them even switch. I'm like, what? What? You're glad you found it. That's good, man. If it's just get a long term though, like I'm saying, I don't know if you'll realize it yet if you're new, but I don't know, ask the guys that I haven't banned yet, but then I banned everybody else, so you are gonna get a biased result. But I don't know if you've realized it yet, but I would argue that you will not encounter anybody like me in the stock market. You might think you will because they're going to copy some of the shit I say and do, but I really like to assume, and I think it's true. I don't think you're going to, so I don't know if you realize it yet, but you're not going to encounter a dude on the internet with stocks who's going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. And what I'm telling you is don't give anybody your money. Don't let them prey on your desire to get rich quick. And although you may think you're smarter than that, and I think you are, these motherfuckers are clever. So, like I'm saying, bro, if you really want, I will help you. And a lot of people in here will, but the right way. And some people will say they're helping you, and then they'll slip you a daily option. So be careful. But at the end of the day, long term, save 10%. And if you actually take advantage of this market while you're here and don't gamble it away and you build and become an owner, bro, I think you'll realize it. You're encountering something very good and you're pretty early. But do it. Again, I've encountered millions of people. And like I'm saying, it's not really it's just a matter of time. You know, who uses their time, who doesn't. You guys are all gonna do good. I have faith in you. And life is funny because even then you guys will end up somewhere you didn't think you'll end up, and life will be good. It's not going to be like, you guys are going to be fine. That's what I'm saying. It's just timing. And if you really want something, and if you want money and you want wealth, especially with assets like this, just time, bro. As long as if you really desire that and you're down to like build around that, you will get it. That's what I'm saying. Just don't fall for the trap that's going to leave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 10 years behind. If you want it now, get it, and get it early. And that's why I do it the right way. So yeah, I'm glad you found it, man. And I hope you stay, but part of your journey, you're going to encounter a lot of other things in the market, and it's going to be on you to stick with the goal and plan. Anything else might cost you your time. Dude, my hip. I need to stretch. I don't have my yoga block. Yeah, X is down. Down detector. Sorry. And then Bond just got worked. And the yen. And UNH is getting dumped on right now, too. I think that's kind of individual right now. UNH starting to sell a little harder. Yeah, bro. UNH kind of getting worked. I don't know if we have anything. Let me see. Ow. my perspective on 4 to 5 stock portfolios, hyper conviction. Do you mean 4 to 5 stocks? But I am the guy who likes diversification, so you know the answer. Just like when they say if someone put a gun to your head, if you could only buy one, I'm like, I don't have to only buy one. So yeah, I mean, I like hyper conviction and I have and stuff, but I guess I'm more hyper convicted in real estate. But even then, that never stopped me from getting stocks as well and other stuff and companies. So everything that got us here and what we have been talking about for a lot, I really think that 10-year plan of diversification is going to be critical. We have gone through 5 years, like this last 5 years has been truly historic. And, you know, a lot of stuff most people, even if they have careers double or triple mine, they've never seen it. So we're living through a crazy time, and God knows what's going to happen in the future. Everything from crypto to revaluing gold to new monetary systems, everything, you name it. So all of that stuff is just like, man, I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know diversification will answer it. Because that's it. That was the answer no matter what. Open Door is still going now. So again, you guys are like 20% late. That sucks. But remember, this is the hype one. You could do research. Having a lot of stocks is too hard. So I love you, okay? I love you, and just I love you. Okay? That being said, shut the fuck up. What do you mean too hard? The fuck are you telling me too hard? You know what's too hard? Understanding the stock market alone. But you got a brokerage, you joined a chat room, you did all of this stuff, and you want to tell me stocks and too hard? What the fuck? So I love you, like I said, but I can't accept that. It's not too hard. I think I look at you higher than that. I don't view you as an individual who says too hard in the market. So it's actually too easy, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Like the market, once you have gotten past the initial steps, you could do anything. Do you get what I'm saying? All of it, it's not a matter of too hard. It's a matter of willingness. The harvest is plenty. The workers are few. It's not that it's not there. They're just not willing. So if you're not willing to put more work, research, you're not willing to handle, now explain it to me in that sense, but not I can't, or it's too hard. That I don't vibe with. But like I'm saying, because I've done nothing this year. We've only done a couple of actions, and like it's just simple. I don't know, man. Even the like researching, you could focus but like apply your mind to it. Like I was thinking about sweet greens yesterday. I was thinking about Intel. I asked my girlfriend, bro, I'm chilling with my girl. I swear to you, I'm just chilling and I'm just staring blankly. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, I'm thinking about sweet greens. That's what I told her, because I was. So I'm thinking every day in the moment. You could think about all of it, but it's not too hard. So, but you do have to, you could work really hard to avoid diversification, or you could do absolutely nothing, diversify and beat everybody. It's up to you. That's why you guys haven't noticed this last 8 months. If you followed, you would still be double the market lead. You would be in the lead. You would have had great purchases, and you'd have a cash balance. Some of you worked to lose that lead. You did research, you woke up, you did all these things to move money around and avoid the plan. You worked to avoid the plan to get less. You don't think that's weird? I think it's odd. And I don't think it's odd, actually. I think it's the stock market, because that's what happens. That's why we made the long term. The little movement, the one way, make it clear. That's how you're going to capture a lot of the good things. So it's so reasonable for 10 years, and we're talking 10 stocks or once, who knows, but diversification is an easy, reasonable process. And I think you guys got to work to not do it. So, but that's your choice. You don't have to listen to me. And that I totally get it. And even in the beginning, You know, if you're younger, you should get more growth. I don't think you should buy old people shit. And if you're younger, you should stack growth in the beginning. But above all else, though, just don't trick yourself into not diversifying in the long run, if that makes sense. And don't limit yourself in terms of what you can do and accomplish. Oh, dude, those lilies. I don't know. Yeah, that Eli Lilly was fire. Okay, so that's where we're taking the conversation. Nice. 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 Love it. No, you guys just do whatever you need to do. That's it. So, listen, if you're gonna ask something, not get an answer you like, and then too, and you guys in the chat too, you don't need to talk shit to anybody. But also, at the end of the day, if you don't, I'm just done, man. I'm done with all of it. And all of you need to just move on and grow up. That's all. Do whatever you want to do. You know the answers. And then y'all got money and y'all got all this money. Go, live and take your time. But at the end of the day, it's only your guys' life. That's all. I'm done with the fucking internet shit. And the real ones of you need to be inspired to live fruitfully and for real. That's it. That's all it is, man. But go. And if you don't like my ideas, go pursue and find something else. That's it. Go to the areas in Wall Street that vibe with you. And just pray they're not cannibals. And you'll be fine. Don't worry. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Is Tesla? Bonds, that got really weird second half, and then UNH still going, but I don't know. Those don't look too crazy. The Eli Lilly, though, that one, I'm surprised now. Arbor, welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right, you're about to hit VWAP. Low ticker's been kind of ramped for the last and MSTR flushing right now. It's been kind of ramped for the last 30 minutes since that earlier one. Skyworks on the high. That one's kind of interesting. I said it right. Wow. Arbor. What is it? Is that your name, or what does it mean? Is that a last name? Arbor. J&J on the low. Actually, what was that? Not J&J, excuse me. Tesla. What the fuck? Yo, Tesla. They just had those candles up, and then they did that rip only to just flush and come back down. Pharma Terrace will likely be under 232. I don't know if that's good. I think 232 is bad for pharma. But yesterday there wasn't even a effect when they announced anything. Remember they said something about like a pharma delay and then nothing happened. JP Morgan coming up. Again, financials have been on and off the last couple of days. The VIX could go crazy on Alaska, only if it gets really bad. So a lot of people right now are thinking Alaska's a dud. So even like in the pricing of the market, no one's really pricing in Alaska as an event, believe it or not. Although I think it's important for oil, and I do think it is something important. Everyone is expecting that it's going to lead to something else. Nobody is expecting an action to happen on Friday or over the weekend. So the VIX can go up if something terrible happened, right? Let's say they go and they do the Friday and then it leaves us worse than when we arrived, then yeah, the VIX will go up. If anything, the VIX will probably go up for other reasons. Data, the data tomorrow and whatever else we get too. But for the most part, that's kind of nothing should happen and the VIX should stay low if we get what people are expecting for tomorrow. Navarro, see what he got to say.
China. India, in this sense, is to dump capacity product into our markets. And that makes it untenable for domestic producers to exist. What this executive order does is it provides essentially price floors in the sense where we're going to have long-term demand contracts. It's the same strategy we're using with the rare earths, where DOW is locking in contracts, and that protects domestic producers from unfair dumping by foreign countries. And that's been the playbook. So I also, look, I coined an expression, I call it in Trump time.
I don't know, man. Tesla just looks
get things done as fast as possible without screwing it up.
Keep going.
I think you're underestimating the ability of this country and its entrepreneurs to move quickly. You have to distinguish between the propaganda of Big Pharma, which doesn't want to come here for all the reasons they went there, versus what the reality was. And the president and I and others in the administration, we showed that when push came to shove in pandemics, we got stuff done. I mean, we stood up ventilator factories in 14 days. We were able to do just miracle things with PPE.
Yes.
So don't underestimate America here. What we need to do is protect, in the best sense of the words, American manufacturers. And this is what this executive order does.
I get the goal. Just on inflation today, we got this hotter wholesale inflation number. In fact, biggest monthly surge that we've seen in years. And yes, a lot of it was in services, and maybe it's not as bad when it comes to the tariff feed through into inflation, but most economists are bracing for a bigger hit, and we're hearing from retail companies about passing on higher prices to the consumer.
He's talking about export controls in pharma, but I don't know if that was it or not.
For all of these tariffs that are coming in. I mean, it's either the people who buy the stuff, the people who make the stuff, or the people who sell the stuff.
It's the foreigners, the exporters, who are heavily dependent on this market. And we see this clearly in the data. We saw it clearly from the first term. I mean, think about it now. We've collected over $100 billion
Europe is
in tariffs already.
That's it. Now you're just going to be right back at open.
From that. And what happens is, look, it's like if Germany or China or India
there's no headline on that.
is heavily dependent on the U.S. market, and tariffs go on, they've got a choice.
Again, that Tesla is very odd. Like I was telling you there. That picked up. I mean, I gave you a couple minute jump on that.
Eat it, and that's what they do. That's.
I mean,
I'm glad
American
you framed it that way.
All right, I need to go to the bathroom.
Tapestry announced a 60-cent earnings hit.
If American companies are producing out there, shipping here, they're not really American companies. They're multinationals, and that's been the problem we've had since China joined the WTO and NAFTA. We've had what used to be iconic American countries go abroad to leverage cheap labor, government subsidies, and other types of practices, dump it here. And so, look, All they got to do is come here. President Trump has said this repeatedly. You don't want to pay the tariffs? Come here. Come back home if in the case of American companies. And that'll work. I mean, this stuff is working. Please grant us this. This stuff is working. We were able to pay for the big, beautiful bill getting passed just because we had the additional tariff revenues. There have been no tariffs. There's no tax cuts. No tariffs, no tax cuts. So are tariffs price hikes or tax cuts? I say they're tax cuts.
I mean, many economists would say that they're tax hikes because ultimately a consumer will pay for some of those increased prices.
Look, that debate has been going on since the first term, and most economists just don't agree with us. The problem with most economists is they got it wrong the first time around, just spectacularly wrong. So who has credibility here? The Trump administration or the economy?
I give you plenty of credit every day.
I would like to introduce myself as a middle third party with some credibility. Hello, my name is Josh. Although I do support Donald Trump, I do call out all the things that he does that are bad, as well as tell y'all what is about to happen. So I don't know. I'm just saying we're gonna talk credit. I don't think I got it spectacular. I think I got it spectacularly right, dog. I'm just saying.
I always think Rick kicks his butt, but Steve has his fans too. But this is why you guys are able to have a lot of viewers. There's just a lot going on to parse. I'm hoping that I've helped you today because folks, pay attention to this executive order and figure out how to make money from it, because you will do that.
What?
Peter Navarro, thank you for the time today.
What did you just say?
Good to hear from you.
He said figure out so you'll make money off it. You talking pharma?
When we come back, Deere investors deciding it might be time to harvest some gains after the company did cut the top end of its full year guide.
That was a signal. He's telling there's something there then. Because I don't know, the pharma, I don't know who I would have expected to win off of it. So I don't know. He kind of just inspired me. Because I wasn't really looking for anything there. I just knew it would be big. It was more negative, but I think there's a winner. That means there's probably a winner somewhere in there. I don't know. No, he's just saying there's money to be made there, which I could agree. He's just saying, well, like, pharma doesn't want it, but he's talking about the negative effect or like the back end positive effect. Think tariffs. Just how no one wanted it. They got scared. They thought it would be negative, but in reality, it just gave you a 30% buy. Yeah, we got to figure something out. I agree. There's something there. He was talking pharma in the beginning, yeah. That's what I assumed it was about. I don't know what happened to Tesla. I put that up because it was, it started to drop before everything. That's why it stood out a little bit. And then the low ticker picked it up. Oh, what was that? I just saw Pepsi on the high. That's so weird. Pepsi was down, and then some staples got a bid during that little that little flush. Palantir on the low, and then Hims and ONON. A couple names still flushing. Again, you had that little freak out during that talk, but I don't think there was a headline. I haven't looked at defense. They got a little active yesterday. Yeah, all the defense is on the low. Oil's climbing though too. Oil's starting to rip. And then Tesla, Microsoft came down. That was one of the leaders. And then Google. If Google comes down and Amazon, you'll be a little bit more screwed. Otherwise, if those could stay up, I mean, that helped you even with the Apple sell all day. So it wasn't that bad. China. Yeah, China's still pretty bad. Whirlpool on the high. And then Teva. Well. Speaking of pharma, that's foreign. Teva's starting to break out. I think Netflix just might be in a league of its own today. Anytime there's like weird data moves, Netflix just goes into its own little world. Because it doesn't matter. Let me put it this way. If PPI is high or low, I still think I need to finish watching Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the vibe I get from it. Hilton. Okay, some travel. And MRK, that's a healthcare drug one. TKO going again. You've heard. Okay, pharma's moved, bro. Foreign pharma is going up right now. So again, Teva, Novartis, you're literally after all of that, and we're like, what? He's just saying there's some money to be made. We're watching the foreign names go up, believe it or not. AZN, another one, AstraZeneca. Yeah, bro, what the hell? So literally within the last couple minutes, you just had three big and you had Eli Lilly already. Oh, no. NVO. Yeah, but you got AZN now. That's another foreign biotech going up. Meanwhile, Yang is also coming up. That means China's dying. You got FIG on the low. High-low ticker is kind of balancing out, but SPY and NASDAQ are down just about a quarter. GSK, another foreign bio. They're all going up right now. And then Tesla's still on the low. I don't know if it's a Buffett signal or if it's related to that conversation, but all of the, not all of them, but a decent amount, BMY, decent amount of foreign pharma companies are moving right after that. I think we are going to hear Trump again, too, at 10. 10 my time, though. And then it is 5 minutes ago as Euro closed. Do you guys want to do push-up? I don't know what to do. I don't have any of my workout gear with me right now, bro. So, like, I guess I could do a push-up. I could do the wall thing, I guess. This is odd. SPY coming down now. So watch, if this breaks, and I hope you guys have noticed, you literally, bad PPI, fill the gap, and then now we're, like, into the, like, 75% of the first candle. So not bad. Dude, no burpees. I remember I did those burpees at one time. Those are tiring. No, I need to do the like hip twist, bro. I don't know why. I woke up, my left hip is like tight today, bro. I have a game. I got a ball. Oh, I don't know if I can make it. Shit, I might not be able to ball. No, but I look forward to it. Ooh. All right, low ticker again, MSTR. I haven't looked at any of the other cryptos yet, though. So we'll see. Does anybody have any? I need better rotation on my hip. Intel is going. And then again, remember there was some material stuff and defense stuff this morning, but I don't think we got any follow through. Yo, where'd my carbo go? The buff, it's either today or tomorrow, Buffett's 13F should come out. So then you'll have either a lot of plays. We'll get either hooked up or collab. Not a lot, but a few. Okay, China's dumping again. Low ticker picking up. You got Tesla leading the way as well. A couple of the real estate names that went up, and notice the Russell is actually going down now. So you guys remember prior when we were around these levels, the Russell was at 1.3. The Russell is now down to 1.6. You see what I'm saying? So this little block actually changed. You actually declined further on it. Okay, Intel's still rocketing. Nvidia, the Scorpion. I just want to raise Scorpions so we could get the Venom. Navarro, pharma tariff rates are a work in progress. Navarro's making another round of comments somewhere. You got Uber on the high, and then again, Intel. Couple names took a bid on that little red, but I'd say like 70% of them. Look at the low ticker. AstraZeneca. Yeah, bro, they're all like Uber. Yeah, 2241 is a big level for them. Qualcomm's on the high, but they have like 180 highs already. I don't think it's that crazy. NVO now, Fig dying. I don't know if Eli Lilly's still up. All right, hitting a new low in a second. You might hit it though. Look at the bonds. Unless the bond, I think you're gonna flush if the bonds don't bounce. Just quite simply, there's too much of a gap here. So you could still bounce and we don't have to flush, but look at the bonds and everything else. But if that drops, then yeah, the more the bonds flush as we're breaking a low, higher likelihood the SPY will follow. Heavy focus of tariffs will be generic pharma products. I need more Navarro. I need more. Is he on Bloomberg now or where is he? Damn. Okay, hold on. I lost my carbo. I don't know where I put it.
The former CEO of what was then known as Twitter, Parag Agrawal, has moved on from his days sparring with Elon Musk, and he stepped into the world of AI startups. Agrawal's new company, Parallel Web Systems, is building a tool to help AI agents navigate the web. Parag Agrawal joins us now. It's good to see you back in the world of technology, at least publicly back in the world of technology. You know, I was reading about Parallel Web Systems, the idea that the customer is the AI agent, and there's just a place to start. Tell us about this startup, what you're doing, why you're doing it.
Hey, Ed, first of all, thank you so much for having me. After leaving Twitter, one of the things I was doing was just writing a bunch of code, tinkering around. I was actually building AI agents a couple of years ago that were mostly collecting information from the web, bringing it back to me so that I could read it. And I had a couple of realizations doing so. One, that the AI agents are going to be the primary customer of the web going forward. They will use the web a lot more than humans ever have. And two, the web that exists isn't built for them. It's not ready for them. Everything I and so many people have built over the last 30 years has been built for humans. And for AIs, their needs are different. And that's the problem that we're starting at Parallel. And that's why we describe AI agents as our primary customer for all the technology that we're building.
There is actually some news that we're breaking here, right, which is that you've raised around $30 million for Parallel. You know, that's a lot out the gate. Just tell us about how that came about and the team that you've built.
When we started with this vision, our vision is like a big vision in order to really transform what the open web looks like. Doing so requires reimagining from the ground up every part of the infrastructure that spans the crawl, the index, ranking systems, reasoning systems, completely new interfaces built for AI systems. And as we sort of thought about what it would take to build all of this, I think that was the appropriate amount of money to raise. The team we have is also the one needed to take on this problem. The team around me is the team that built a lot of the key primitives of the current human web, whether it be at social networks like Twitter and Snap, or at Skype, and even marketplaces at Airbnb. And so the best people who've sort of built the previous version of the web, recognizing ways in which it does not serve the needs of what's coming, have now come together to build this future web.
Parag, Ed started off by saying the customer is the agent here, but who actually is the customer? I'm seeing the integration with Lindy, for example, with AI agents, but more broadly, who buys you? Whose problems are you solving? Is it those of OpenAI and Perplexity who are busy building the agentic platforms?
I think one way to think about our customer set, right? If you think of any piece of software or any workflow, both of those are changing. They're changing by incorporating models like LLMs into them that give them intelligence. Now, once you have those, it almost feels silly to not have access to the open web
will give you
in order to serve your customers or do your workflows. Let me give you an example.
This is the guy who
we
ruined
work
Twitter.
with an insurance, a large insurance company. One of the things they do is underwriting, wherein there's a bunch of people that spend 30 minutes, perhaps even 2 hours, understanding a business they're about to underwrite, to understand everything about it and discover all long-tail risk signals anywhere on the web. Now, they've been doing that with human operations forever. As we started working with them and they incorporated our APIs into how they do things, combining all of the data from the web with all of the internal proprietary information that they have collected, they're actually able to outperform humans meaningfully, not just in terms of cost and how fast you can do things, but in terms of quality. Because it turns out humans hallucinate too.
Yeah, Uber is going
Briefly, Parag, you built parallel web systems hot on the heels of a very combative few years having led Twitter, but you were known as like building machine learning systems over at Twitter and now X. Parag, what lessons have you learned to bring to this new company?
One, a lot of the lessons from the past no longer apply. When you're thinking of building machine learning systems, when we're building those at Twitter 2014, they look very, very different from the systems we're now able to build, the velocity at which we're able to move, and the kinds of problems we're able to take on. What remains similar, though, for people who've been doing machine learning for a while, is the mindset of solving problems end-to-end, understanding evals, dealing with stochastic systems. And I think those are the lessons that truly inform us.
Parag, Sun Valley 2022, I was there. I remember seeing you there. And then everything that followed, just for the first time, reflect a little bit on what happened. And yeah, please.
What happened was we built over 11 years that I was at Twitter, one of the most consequential platforms to exist. It allowed everyone to speak and hear directly from others. And there is nothing like it. And I'm very proud of what I was able to achieve there with my years. Now, of course, there was a lot more to be done. It remains a platform that matters in the world. But my new mission pulls a thread from that, which is how do you keep the web open? It's the same mission around allowing everyone to publish openly on the web, around every AI being able to access what everyone is publishing freely. There is a risk on the open web wherein we might have a bunch of paywalls and silos, and an AI model from one vendor is able to access
the risk is you.
Certain parts
You're
of the web,
risk.
while the agent you might run on your computer using open source software cannot. And that's not the
that's
future
what you're worried about?
And that's why we're building Parallel.
Parag Agrawal, thanks for joining us. Founder, CEO of
Homeboy was fucking working with the FBI to ban people. Y'all forgot the Twitter files?
I didn't. Escalating tensions between Whoop and the FDA.
Because you guys said we were crazy for ever assuming that. But come to find out. Come to find out. Well, not bad. Not bad. Scientists develop brain implant capable of decoding inner speech. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we're back at VWAP. What a day. Navarro said we'll see. He said wait and see with the data. But yeah, that's what an interesting day. You got pharma stuff here. That was like the second half, or it's not even the first half of the day, but yeah, you got some stuff. But mainly just the data, and then everybody scratching their head thinking we should be a lot higher or lower because of the data. All right, though. It's 9. It's getting closer, though. So we made good time. Not too bad. Not too bad. It's a little slow. It felt like, I thought it was going to be a lot faster because of the morning, but it feels slow just because now. That was massive. The rest of it wasn't. PPI. Again, Uber and a couple other things just moved. Again, you had Intel as well. TTD still on the low. Those old plays did not come up, though. Again, Core Weave, it's there. Fig is tempting you. I would actually think you're trying to tempt the other people in here. So you don't need to tell us. And then even if you made the play, you don't need to tell us. So try to hit me with good info that we could use, you guys. Thank you. Thank you for shopping at the Stock Market Live. TM Toyota. Toyota. Do. Escondido. Or LMT lover. Like LMT. Yeah, real estate is tempting me right now. You know what I'm saying? Woo! So we'll talk about do I use Chat GPT? Not really. I mean, I kind of use what it uses, but not really. I'm just here all day, man. And then playing at the rec. DraftKings been going up all day. Market is very resilient. And we are in a weird spot from the beginning of the year. Like, that's what like the fireworks. And even what Navarro was saying, man, people really got things really, really wrong at the beginning of this year. And that's why, like, after we did the recovery, I was just saying, ever since like May or June, like June, really, nothing has really changed. And that's why, like, at some point, the market is just moving off of positioning and other things. But we haven't had any new developments. In the beginning of the year, there was a lot of new things. And there's a lot of new information to take in. But after, like, May, June, nothing has... I don't think there's been anything you have all not been exposed to. You know, you kind of know all of it now. you're making more money than you ever had and you're adding more than 10. Can you break the rules? That's what you asked me. So what you can do is donate $100 since you're making so much money. We're making so much money, we could break rules. Let's fucking give Josh some. How about it? All right, can I interest you in that? Instead, before we get to, the question about breaking the rules, I'm so happy you're making a lot of money now. So can I have some, please? So, we could throw a little bit around. Let's get it there. I'll wait. And then we could talk about breaking the rules because we got so rich. There's no way this relates to Philo, right? There's no way you make a lot more money and then all of a sudden stop following rules. That's weird. I never would have suspected that. So weird. Googly. Pay the plug or be banned? Not at all. Not at all. That's, I think, putting it in a very bad light. The reality is we have rules. That's it. That's all there is, guys. The reality is that there is a way to do it. There's only one way to do it, right? So now, that being said, just think about it. Think about the questions. Think about some of the stuff. I get it every day. We take the answer, and you know the truth. You'll know the answer, but then we try to find an exception. And that, this is what I was saying in the beginning. And then again, some of you will even get mad at me for just even answering. But it's like, this is what I mean about wasting time and working hard to get less. You see, because you know the rule. So we could play mental gymnastics and we could find the situation that would break the rule if you wanted to. I could find it at any situation if I thought about it enough. So that's kind of the whole idea where it's you can work to go around the rule if you would like to. But that's the whole point. Not only are you breaking the rule, you're going to have to put effort into doing it. So that's all it is. I'm not going to ban you for that. I didn't even ban the guy. I was just joking around. I think he knows what it is. That's why I want you guys to observe it, because at this point, like I show you with the amount of people that I ban, the new members, even the results I get in my email, most of these people are trolling. So most of these people are faking. They're lying. That's not a real scenario. And then they bring these situations up to add confusion to the conversation. You see, because a lot of you guys, or some of you, would be new, and the rules are easy to follow. So they want you to have a conversation in your head that makes you doubt it and brings you into, oh, well, what about this? But it's not like that. We don't operate like that. It's never, what about this? It's simple. You do it, you'll win. You don't do it, you'll lose. That's how it's played out. So yeah, that's why. But you guys will be good. I don't think even then I've only banned 4 people today. So if you really think I'm that harsh, that's propaganda. Because we still, even then, we have more members than not today as well. But it's just yeah, I think some people are just fucking with you guys. That's all. You see the people pumping. You see people posting shit way too late. You got people trying to bring up conversations to get your mindset off of the track of long-term, off of the right way, and then focusing on other things. And just listen, we're in the lead for a reason still. That's all. So, and how I've acted all year has kept us in the lead. That's what I'm saying. I have not negotiated with anything that's nonsense. Have I? Some of you may not like it, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to negotiate with it anymore. That's why I said, you guys, it's done, unfortunately. We have nothing. That's all. Don't even email me about it. You're going to get, I don't care. I block the email if it's a complaint, so then I'll never have to see it again. So it's just like, bro, look, that's what we're doing. This is how you get the lead and stay in the lead, though. Because we had so many opportunities to negotiate and conform and follow everybody. That's the point. We're not going to follow anybody. We're not conforming to shit. We don't have to. The Lord is with us. So, but if you want to get off of that path, you can. You can work your ass out of that if you really want, but it's up to you. But you have to, you got to stay on the track, and every day there will be offers and opportunities to break the rules. You have to stand with it. And that's all I'm saying. So, no, you're not going to get banned for nothing, bro. Please don't ever think that. But if you're trying to confuse the easy shit, you deserve to be banned, if that makes sense. And that's what I want some of you to notice, is that you have some of your peers in here. I don't know if they're doing, most of them, I'm pretty sure they're doing it on purpose, but they're trying to make something easy confusing. They're trying to add confusion, not clarity. And that's why I'm saying, once you have a rule and it works and it works, that's the greatest power in the world. Because then it's clear. It's clear-cut thinking. We don't have to worry about shit. You see what I'm saying? You could tell me anything in the world, how much money you make, you don't make. It doesn't matter. There's a rule. Once I have a rule, my mind is easy the thought will flow naturally, and it will flow accurately. Yeah, there's Lockheed news on Poland. It's not a rule, it's law. Oh, tell him, bro. Amen. TSM still red. And we got a little bit above VWAP, but then you're coming back. UPS kept going up. And then Eli Lilly's up, Uber. So you've had a couple of these runners, and now it's 9. I didn't do push-ups, Chad. I didn't do push-ups. I don't know. We'll do some in a little. I'm already in the middle. But I need my yoga block, bro. I don't think it's too weird of a market. It's the same stuff we've gone through over the last couple of years. I think the only thing weird in this market would be not being an owner and having an opportunity in life where, most of the market is led by 37%, or 37% of it is like 10 stocks. So that means there's a lot of opportunity out there that may or may not exist in the future. So that's the only part that's weird about it is that we have people who are not owning, like owners. Mm-hmm. Oh, Silvio or Silvio? Well, welcome. I don't know. I think I butchered that one. Papple. It has nothing to do with the bonds. No. You guys just want any reason to think it's hard, huh? Y'all will fight me, debate, be like, no, it's challenge. It's easy, bro. None of this is, I'm telling you, it's as easy as you want to make it. So I've made it incredibly easy. And it is incredibly easy. Oh, Spencer. 5! Amen. That's what I'm talking about. My brother, thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Any thoughts on Buffett underperforming? No, but you seem to have some, so tell me. What's on your mind? Again, I don't look at anybody, you guys. I encourage you to do the same, even Buffett himself. Last time I thought Buffett was just the UNH rumor. Well, yeah, buy and hold, you press a button, very easy. But then also, like, be aware. And, like, this is the part where, like, again, I don't know why, like, people haven't realized it yet. But, like, there's a massive crowd. And you're seeing everybody kind of do the same thing in certain areas. That's why I'm like, I really want people to notice the value. That's the true thing you need to get right now. And that's why it's like, bro, how did we get here? Because we were buying the value when other people were chasing the other shit. So if it happens again, why are you getting caught up with what you're missing instead of finding what is valuable? That's what you should be doing right now. That's what I've been trying to teach y'all, is that, and that's what we've been doing. So it's like, you don't need, like, yeah, sometimes in the early times of momentum and things are there, it's good, but some people really only just like, some of you don't feel good about investing if it's not popular. And that is going to eventually hurt you in the long run, because it's not going to be popular until it's popular, but you make the money when it's not popular. But you see what I'm saying? Buy the value when it's actually valuable. When everyone's running and it's going crazy, you don't need to play that social game and run, oh, but it's doing this, yeah, for a little bit, but you're on a 10-year plan. So it's very easy. You click a couple buttons, but, tune your mind to the right area and tune your mind towards value and finding and understanding that, the crowd is looking one way. You have another area you could be building. You find the meme stock trading. Well, listen, I appreciate your donation, but no. Again, I don't know. Today, you guys, I feel it, and I already see it, and I have other evidence, but y'all are pumping way too hard today, and y'all are doing it like hoes. Like, what I mean is y'all are trying to be hella subtle about it, trying to give me money. You guys are trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? You guys are trying to, like, throw in these little, I'm not tolerating it, okay? I've banned all of you. You guys are all gone. I'll take your money and walk. I don't care who it is, too. I don't care how long you think you've been here. I don't think, if you think you have standing with me, you do not. It's very simple, unless your name is Jesus Christ. I'm just follow the rules, but the pumpers are out heavy today, bro. The pumpers are out heavy today, so it's fine with me, bro. I have a beautiful view right now. I'm loving life, but I'm just telling you now. We could keep going, or y'all could chill. Do I think it's bots or Wall Street hoes? That's too hard to tell. I don't know who's who, but I can tell you it's a bunch of people who just want to be me. And you guys can't. You know why? Because you hate people. That's the difference. You think, you thought I was going to go to skill? No, bro. You guys are you hate people. I don't think you have love in your hearts. And I don't think you realize that game isn't long. People notice when you hurt them or when you're not offering. Like, come on, bro. We're here for a real reason. It's very clear. So it is very ironic if you really think about it. So, but that's it. That's what I'm saying. Go do what you need to do, guys. Run around, do whatever. But you know, you're going to fuck around and I'm going to convert you to Jesus Christ, okay? Just calm down. If that's what you don't want, that's it. He thought he was pumping. He going to repent by the end of the year. You'll see. That's it. Why do you, that's what, that's why, like, some people who don't like me, I'm like, bro, you know I'm going to rant. And you know I'm just going to remind you of all the things you shouldn't be doing. Why would you want, like, what? So if you want to keep listening, I'm going to make sure. I'll make sure. We will know them by their fruit. Amen. I'm like in a hall. I don't know where I am. It's hard to describe, but it's beautiful. Pump Jesus Christ only. Delta, 1, full faith. Gamma, unchanging foundation. Theta, no decay in eternity. Vega, volatility in the spirit. How do I buy Jesus Christ? What do you mean? Well, Jesus Delta. How do I find Jesus Delta? I feel Jesus Delta. Oh no, that's not what that was a really good spiritual donation, but some of you think it's a play. I love it, baby. Thank you, St. Jerry. Amen, bro. Amen. That's why I love it, man. Are you guys ready? Let's see. I hope all these like meetups work, and like I hope it goes good. And then some of you, man, I'll take like 10 of you. Do you guys want to go through like Josh Answer's monk school? You guys want to do that? I might make just like 10 of you live here. And then that way I'll just like, I need to give you a training. I need to put you guys through like 2-a-days of just like non-conformity, of like not listening to people. Like you need to learn how to not listen to people, but take information. Does that make sense? Do you not realize how I get so much info, but I don't listen to shit? You have to learn how to do that. I need you, half of the day you're going to spend with me. The other half of the day you're going to spend with my dad. That's the only way. And what you're going to do is just follow my dad around in public locations. Okay? And that's what. He's going to just embarrass you, and you're going to learn to stop caring what people think. Okay, after a week, you'll be like, okay, I can't stop this Egyptian dude. This is not. He keep asking for a discount at Walmart every time. This is not okay. But yeah, you got to learn, though. You got to learn. Non-conformity, bro. For real. This ain't just a Bible verse. This is a business lesson. And I think some of you need it spiritually, but even then, like some of you on the business side, the market side, you gotta stop playing around with this, bro. You better start thinking for yourself, damn it. How do you, especially you want to take this far. You want to take this far, you want to take it far for a long time, bro. You need you, bro. You don't need them. You don't need anything else. You need to be able to formulate these ideas and execute. And it's not going to happen fucking waiting on a motherfucker to tell you. Okay? And that includes me as well, too. So I hope y'all feel me. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like with what I'm noticing today and some of these other days, I'm like, man, this gotta, just don't let them get to you. And even in a way, even dodging the pumpers, you guys are learning though, because that's why I'm calling it out. And I hope you guys see when I call it out, don't get mad and don't get like weirded out by it. It's not that, because I want you to learn, bro. I want you to see it and learn how to dodge the people trying to influence your mind. And the more you do that, bro, think about it. You dodge all the fucking holes, you're only going to arrive at the truth. Angelica. Ooh, and Jay Carter. Horda. Let's go. I'm down, bro. First movie night. Let's go. I need to get TVs, actually, for the crib. New day low on Bitcoin. Yeah, SPY's coming back down, though. Again, like I told you, the bonds already led the way, so everything's pointing to we should flush a little harder. So we'll see. And now SPY and DOW, they're all red still. And then Russell got worse. Remember last time I showed you here? Russell took another one. Last time it was just chilling there at 1.6. So yeah, if anything, I think tech and other stuff is holding up, but then the small caps they're just giving back half of the other stuff. So yeah, We will see. Studio, all of that comes later. That'll be the 6-month, 1-year plan if we keep it. Oh, maybe a projector. I'd be down. Okay, a couple things moving. Look at low ticker. It's almost actually fully maxed out right now. 30 second, 1 minute, 5 minute. Do not conform to the patterns of the world. Dude, it's great. Wait, I got a good one for you. I have a philo today. I just stumbled across it because I left the Bible. You know, that's the good. I leave Bibles in places, and then I'll get back to them, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, and then I'll be like, wow, that's amazing. So yeah, I stumbled across one. I don't know, it could be Trump at 10, but it was around the Navarro, like, pharma shit. But then again, like, today was really bad with the data. I'm not a fan of it. It was actually surprisingly, it did not help the narrative. It did not help the rate cut narrative. And then we dumped. And then you just had, like, a cash open gap fill. And then literally, like, you already given up a pre-Euro. And then after Euro, you're just back down. So I can't attribute it to, like, one headline or anything, but I'm surprised we're even still this up, but I just think the weakness is overall kind of the confusion surrounding the data, and I think the prices are confusing people too, because the data was bad, but the prices aren't, and then now that's what's creating the hesitation here. I need to humble myself. I've been listening for a while. Have a good one. Well, I'll accept it. I won't ban you right away, because this is what I was talking about yesterday. So I'll entertain it. Why? Can you tell me why I need to humble myself? So and tell me why I'm not. Because again, I do praise God on everything. I think I've helped a lot more people, and I am objectively going after a good mission and other things. I may not be the nicest person, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to end poverty. I'm trying to help people in this industry. And I don't know if you realize how harsh it is. This is the biggest money industry in the world. And there is a lot of people who are very slimy to try to stop this. And that's why I even call it out to show. That's why I'll even have this conversation. So tell me why. Because I'm down to humble myself, but we got to judge it off of an objective standard. And tell me, that's what the verse we read was yesterday. So what is it what am I doing that is making it so unhumble about it? Or what do you define it as? Amazon again. And yeah, just get ready if this flushes. Like I said, bonds are already there. More real-time trading and review stocks. I don't think that has to do with humble. That's not really, that's what I'm saying. Give me a standard that I could work on and improve. I'm down. But if you guys are telling me to just gamble more, that's why I'm saying I don't accept what you guys are saying. I think you guys are just mad I'm not giving you something. Well, like I'm saying, they haven't answered though, so I didn't ban them. I'm waiting. But this is, again, go to the Bible verse. Give me an objective standard then. Let's really weigh it, because it's true. We shouldn't view ourselves better than we are, and I actually don't view myself as better than anyone. I think I've been humbled in many, many ways. But that's why I'm saying though, I'm not gonna have performance, and I'm not gonna help people and have people tell me I'm not, and I'm not gonna sit here and act fake humble. You see what I'm saying? I know I'll doubt my efforts. That's why I'm having this conversation, but I know exactly what the hell I'm doing and where it's going. Why? Because we've gotten thousands of people in homes and changing their lives and ending poverty. If a humble man tell you to be humble, he a narcissist. Tell that to the pharmacist, the arsonist. I love it. This was I told you, bro. I had people say this every day to me. They say, I need to be this. I need to be that. You're this. You're that. You're crazy. You're Jesus. Religious psychosis. And I'm like, listen, bro. I'll have a real conversation with y'all. I'm a very aware person. So that's why I'm just saying, I'm like, if I'm the crazy one, why am I living a certain way? And like, why I feel you, but like, why does my tree keep producing the fruit that I say it is? And you're telling me it's a weed. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why. And like, people, you want to tell me to be humble, but like, how many people were so unhumble to tell you to sell everything and to not use this to your advantage? And then now, so you want me to sit here after saving thousands of people from what could have set them back several years just a couple months ago? You think I'm gonna just sit here and not highlight how evil and wrong people were? Got it. So now I'm unhumble if they lied to everybody, took their money, robbed their thoughts. Fascinating. So nah, bro, we should be loud, and I'm gonna be loud. I don't think we did anything except help. Amen. Amen. And I think you should all do the same. That's what I'm saying. I hope you guys realize that. All of you should act how I'm acting. I give you the example. There you go. Because you shouldn't have, if y'all have that fruit, don't let them tell you you're not. Because that's not reality. You see what I'm saying? So I haven't heard anything back, so I didn't ban them. I gave them the floor. They paid me $5 to criticize. I said, I'm down for construction. I'm down for a constructive criticism. I said my piece, but I haven't heard anything. Alright, bro. Should we just go with Philo? You don't think they were... Nah. It's simple, brother. It's always an opportunity to bring the light. That's what I'm saying. And you should too, bro. You should too, bro. Disney and Spy's taking a candle there. And Amazon, and now Elf, and then BMR. That one moved yesterday, right? That just did 12% in one candle if you want a small cap that hasn't been pumped yet. But yeah, and then Elf started moving. Oh, BMR speculation. NVIDIA speculation. So that's probably going to be, if it's actually NVIDIA, it'll get juice. If it's a rumor, someone's trying to scam you. He's not. I love that person. You guys don't even focus on it. You don't realize what that was? I just had to it's for you, Chad. Everything, I even told you guys yesterday, bro. I even told you in Philo. Because I think this, a lot of times, bro, I be even, this is, you tell me to humble too, right? It's not about me, bro. And I think some of you go through what I go through. And I think you go through it in your own life in a different way. And I think you need to see how to handle it. And I'm glad to give you that example. And that's what I'm telling you. You should, none of you ever, do you understand what authority is? Do you understand what you're doing if you do it in light? And like I'm saying, if your subconscious matches up with your actions and words, my brother, stand on it. Do you understand? And like I'm telling you, my subconscious, it does. Everything aligns with what I say and what I do. And that's why it's very easy to live like this, as I have consistently. So I think some of you need to learn this. Like I told you yesterday, confidence. And these motherfuckers want your confidence. And motherfuckers will need you to act a certain way so that they could justify why they are not moving. But no, we are going to keep moving, baby, all the way to the kingdom. Let's go. Woo! All right, let me set up Fila. But yeah, that's it, man. What are you going to do when they say that to you in real life, Chad? This is the internet. I don't give a fuck. You get what I'm saying? What are you going to do when the motherfucker at your work comes up to you because you try to help him with the long term and he says you need to humble yourself? What are you going to do when you buy your first house and then the people in your family are, and you're trying to encourage them and then they say you need to humble yourself? You see what I'm saying? You think it's about me? You think I'm mad? If I was mad, I would quit. I'd run away. It's very simple, bro. You get to live it, bro. I want you to see it. I want you to see all of it. You need to learn this. You're being trained, Chad. You're being trained. I haven't got anything on in a while. No headlines. Oh, I found a place for real estate. I want to get a small crib. I want to show you guys a cheap example. Oh, dude, I have it here. Remember I told you about this? I had this clip up from the morning. BMR is still going. So again, they're saying NVIDIA speculation, no confirmation. But yeah, dude, I had this video up. Remember I told you guys about the humanoid robot games? Yeah, bro, look. This is in China today. Look at, bro, robot boxing, bro. This is real. Yeah. Remember I told you the first humanoid robot? Look at this. Bro, they're kickboxing robots in China right now. You think they care about a trade deal? Yeah, bro, I put that on the watch list on Sunday, and then I saw this clip this morning. I was like, oh, shit. I'm down. I don't know if you could bet on them. I think you go to jail for gambling in China if it's not sanctioned by the government. I don't know how they do it. I know, why did they put gloves on the bots? That doesn't make sense. It gives the appeal, but yeah. That's crazy, bro. If like in 20 years you're gonna see me on TV, if I go to jail, I'm gonna be like the Mike Vick of robots. Like, they came to the Josh Answers compound and they found out he was illegally fighting over 100 robots. Although the robots were just given their civil rights a few years ago, he has organized an underground gambling ring to fight the humanoids. I'm like, it's good money, you'll never hold me back. It's a freight, we're human, they serve us. He will be facing 1,000 years in prison and also another 1,000 years for his Neuralink. What the fuck? How you going what? You should have humbled yourself. No! So yeah. That'd be crazy. The hydraulic hammer. Okay, BMR took off 20%. That's it. Now you'll probably... Now this is what's going to happen. If it stays up, people are going to keep pumping it after it's already up. And then you already missed the first candle. So, and then, yeah. Ta-da. But yeah, I don't know if that one got confirmed. Oh no. Philo, can't you see? Sometimes the philo hypnotize me. I just love your philo ways. Saidu and BSLE, another small cap. Super League. We haven't broke the low, bro, and that's what the bond's hanging out to. I don't like that, but so far, this should mean the market should go lower, but if bonds bounced before, then maybe not. And then McDonald's starting to run up. Remember, that was a leader yesterday. I think the data was terrible. That's why it's pretty impressive. We'll give it to him. We'll give it to him. Earthquake in Santa Cruz? 6.2? Oh, we're fucked. That's big. It's very large, Habibi. does that even mean? My name at night? What the fuck are you saying? I think Santa Cruz Island, so it wasn't like I thought Santa Cruz. That's not good, Habibi. Okay, Chad, it's time. It's time. We're gonna go early. It's and push-up time, so you could do push-ups too, if you would like. But it's time to go to Fila. That's it. The market, it sucks because I feel like we should be doing more, but then again, that's only because of the PPI. But then now we're moving how we were the last couple weeks. So I hope you're patient. And welcome to summer. It's almost over. I don't know if you realize that, but we're going to go to Philo. If you don't want to hear Jesus talk, if you don't want to hang out, if you don't listen, man, if you don't want a super unhumble guy who like just charges everybody, like, dude, if you don't want to listen to some unhumble talk, I wouldn't come. Okay. Cause I'm about to go buy a Ferrari again. And then I'm going to go, dude, it's going to be crazy. So yeah, otherwise, if you would like, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're unhumble yourself and you would like to join and learn how to be more unhumble, I guess. That'd be fun. So I will see you there. It's already a beautiful day, so don't do anything you don't love doing, okay? And that's it. And maybe too, and give money to the poor. Give money to charity, not to tell people to be humble. That is a better use. I would argue humble people would do that, but wait, do humble people tell people they're... I'm so confused, you guys. I'm so confused. Wait a minute. Now that I think about... Wait, is that what Uncle meant? Okay, I'll see you there. I love you. Bye.